And good evening everybody, welcome back to another playthrough of Steins Gate, live here and exclusive to YouTube. I'm your host Swishbone for the remainder of the evening. Last night we got ourselves through to Chapter 6. For those of you who've been here before, for the likes of Songs and Memories, for the likes of Persona 3 FES, likes of Danganronpa V3 and many more, a huge thank you and a massive welcome back to every last one of you. For those of you who've had this video turn up for whatever reason and maybe you're curious to see what's going on, a huge welcome. The chat box is open, so please feel free to get your comments in there. I'll do what I can to get through them. But for now, we're part way through Made in Complex. It's about to start the new Chapter 7 on the stream. Queen jumping in saying, hi, good evening to you. Let's get this started. We've leaped again, having sent a D-mail, and it'll be interesting to see exactly what happens, considering that my best girl may have not suddenly gone right out of the story. We shall see. The world shatters into geometric shapes that expand and contract like rubber toys. Do rubber toys expand and contract? I know they stretch and contract, but does that count as expanding? Not quite sure on the scientific lingo there for that one. Light gathers between my eyes. Stars explode behind my eyelids. Yeah, flashbacks to my student university days, crawling in at 2 o'clock in the morning after a metal night. I know that feeling well. Gradually, colour returns to the world. I wait for the vertigo to pass. Cold sweat oozes from my temples. Pressing my fists against them, I slowly force the air out of my lungs. Has the worldline changed? I head to the lounge in order to check the divergence meter. It's gone! I checked the meter a few minutes ago, just before the worldline changed. Now it's nowhere to be found. I quickly realised what has happened. Suzuha gave me the meter after we stopped her from leaving. My D-mail undid those events. Of course the meter isn't here. A surge of regret seizes my heart. I clench my teeth and endure it as best I can. If nobody else remembers, then I alone will keep these memories of Suzuha alive. Yes, you will. You will keep memories of my best girl alive. Or I'll come in there and I'll throttle you. I look around the room. Miyuri and Karisu are on the sofa, dozing on each other's shoulders. Daru, oblivious to the vulnerable high school girls behind him, is playing an eroge on his computer. Typical Daru. As you say, Queen, yeah, it was obvious it had disappeared because it wasn't possible that it had had it in the first place. I guess he trusted the worldline staying memory-based rather than physical reality-based a bit too much. I take a deep breath and turn on the TV and flip to a news channel. The worldline should have changed. I erased the time we spent with Suzuha. That should have allowed her to leap to 1975 without losing her memories, and the IBN 5100 should be in our hands now. A lot of shoulds and maybes, because fucking around with time probably not going to end well. We can use it to hack into CERN and erase the data they intercepted from us. Without the information, Moeka's men won't attack the lab. Mayuri won't have to die. That's how it should be. That's how it has to be. Otherwise, why did I sacrifice Suzuha's dream? The quickest way to confirm the change will be to check for any delays at Akiba station. Daru, is the Yamanote line stopped? Huh? I don't think so. And Avian jumping in saying, hi, good evening to you, welcome back to the stream. How have you been today? Had a good day? Mine wasn't too bad. Check online. Wait, I'm at the best part! Please. Daru sighs and calls up train information. Doesn't look stopped. Thanks. The worldline has changed, which means that our IBN 5100 should be in the development room. And it's good so far, glad to hear it, Avian. I head back there to search for it, but contrary to my expectations, I can't find it anywhere. What's going on? I look at my watch. It's 7:43 PM. Ah, the old predictive text has let you down, hasn't it, Ravian? I saw what you typed a few times. It was obviously a typo. That's why I kind of didn't read it out. Moeka's men attack at... what time again? My heart is pounding like a drum. Oh. Most cliched simile ever. Actually, no, I take that back. The most cliched simile is, he ran like a madman. Or, he fought like a tiger. Budding writers, don't use those similes. Just don't. That demo was supposed to fix everything. The trains are moving as scheduled, which means that Moeka's men aren't about to attack. So why does it feel like nothing's fixed at all? The IBN's 5100's absence is extremely disturbing. That was a tongue twister and a half for some reason. Don't know why I can get my words out then. I want to sit down and think about where it could have gone, but a voice in my head is screaming that there's no time. Just Monica. Just Monica. Just Monica. I need to calm down. It's hard to think straight after everything that's happened. I check my watch again. 7:46 PM. Avian, just stop. Fine, you win this round. Just don't do it again. Images from the assault flash through my mind. Mayuri bleeding to death on the floor. The smell of gunpowder in the air. I frantically shake the visions out of my head. I look towards the lab entrance. The door has yet to be kicked in by a team of hitmen. I swallow hard, petrified with terror. They say, Queen, you say silence is death, but it depends on which death you're talking about. Traditional death with his cloak and his scythe is absolutely silent. But death from Monty Python is the one who walks in and goes, "The salmon moose." He wasn't silent. Neither was death in the Terry Pratchett books either, the Discworld books. Please, don't let anything happen. Nor was death in Grim Fandango. He wasn't silent either. It's past 9. I peek at the street through the window. Nobody's there. Are you waiting for someone? You keep looking out the window. Dara's right. I probably looked out the window 20 times in the past hour. And not a suspicious figure in sight. Moeka's men still haven't appeared. The raid was before 8, if I remember correctly. I think it's safe to say that my changes to the past have prevented it from occurring. Caesar's sacrifice was not in vain. Oh, wow, Wrecking Crew, I never knew that. Good evening, welcome to the stream. I didn't know it was Christopher Lee who voiced Death in the Pratchett live stuff. I did not know that. I think I only saw part of one of the TV adaptations. I can't remember which one it was, actually. I think it might have been The Colour of Magic. No, it wasn't. No, it was The Hogfather. That was the one I saw. I saw part of The Hogfather live. Well, not live on stage. Basically, the live action on television. Way back in the day. Caesar's sacrifice was not in vain. I let out a deep breath. I'm sweaty and disgusting. Game, stop mocking me. I haven't run today. I'm not sweating, I'm not disgusting. Not today. It's like my anxiety has pushed all the sweat out of my body. Mayuri, Krisu. The two girls woke up from their nap about half an hour ago. Now they're eating cup noodles. Now you see, Avian, quick as a cheetah is not a bad simile, but my favourite simile is actually from, I can't even tell you where it's from. I found it in a book about writing, and I think it's from like a 1940s hard-boiled noir detective novel. And the quote was, the simile was, I quote, It was dark as a carload of assholes.
今あんた、私の名前、普通に呼んだ?
Wait, did you just say my name correctly? And oh, yes, Wrecking Crew, absolutely. Death taking it old school below, but downstairs in that episode of Red Dwarf, absolutely. Yes, I remember that was a cracking one. Kurisu looks at me in astonishment, like she can't believe her ears.
二人とも食事が終わったら帰るんだ。もう遅いから送っていく。
When you're done eating, go home. It's late, so I'll go with you.
そうする。
Aki daki!
別に岡部なんかに送ってもらわなくても一人で帰れるんだけど。
I don't need an escort from you. I can get back by myself.
いいから。誰も支度しておけ。
Just listen, Daru. You too.
え？僕も？
Huh? Me too? The train lines running through Akiba are operating normally. There's no bomb scare, and no sign of Moeka or her men. And having been on Japanese trains, that's actually quite accurate. They have these flaps here. I was always banging my head on them when I'm basically trying to get off the train, because they look a lot lower than they look. And there weren't any anime girls like that, to be honest, either. Wrecking Crew, it's a good point. Exactly what kind of assholes was he observing to be able to? It was a guy. I remember that from. I'd have to dig out my on writing book to find out exactly where it was from. But which ones is he observing? But the thing is, the first time I heard it, I was like, I don't know what you're comparing it to. Yeah, I can totally see what you mean. It's one of the most relatable similes. It's unrelatable, and that's why I love it. Kurisu's taking the Sobu line to the next station, Uchinamizu, while Daru's going the opposite way to Shinkoiwa. Shinkoiwa, I don't remember that station. Mayuri and I taking the Yamanate line to Ikebukuro, so we part at the station's ticket gate. There are surprisingly few passengers on the train. I guess most of the cellular men are off for the Obon holiday. Mayuri is playing a handheld game, the Rainet Kakiru Action RPG. On the screen, her character is battling a gigantic Upa. I stand beside her and gaze at her profile, lost in thought, while her eyes swallow your soul. Seriously, for a character who's so bubbly and upbeat, she has the most depressing eyes ever. It's the night of the 13th, and Mayuri's still alive. How many times have I watched her die? How many times have I tasted that despair? No matter what I did, no matter how hard I tried, I couldn't save this ditzy childhood friend of mine from death. She died again and again, right before my eyes. But now, she's alive. I say, Avian, if you're asking about these posters, the ones up here, I did see ones for Macross Plus last time I was in Japan in 2015, but it weren't girls in bikinis, that's for sure. And as for what they're from, I've no idea, to be honest, because again, the bar kind of obfuscates the faces just enough. I'm assuming it's possibly another game from the same developers or something. Or they could just be random anime girls, I don't know. Standing beside me, playing a game. This is why I sacrificed our memories as Suzuha. It was the only way. I'm sorry, Suzuha. Yeah, you better be sorry, she was my best girl. I hate you enough as it is, dude. And thank you. Suzuha no longer exists in this time, but I hope my feelings will reach her all the same. Watch her now be on the train, and she's overheard everything is said. Actually, come to think of it, why can't I tell her in person? Where in Akiba could the 54-year-old Suzuha be? Oh, what's with the red yellow wizard? I have no idea. That's just random art. It could be reference to Rainet Kakiru, so it could be about that's a game in game, so it might possibly be like an advertisement for that. Maybe I honestly don't know, because you can see you've also got the frogs up here, like the black frogs too. It's just like detailed background art. I'll try asking Tanoji tomorrow. He probably knows Suzuha and this worldline too. I wonder if Suzuha remembers me. Hey, Ocarine! Mayuri suddenly lifts her head. She looks at me hesitantly. Her cheeks are slightly pink. What?
なんだじゃないよ。そんなにじーって見つめられたらね、気になってマユシはそわそわしちゃうのです。
Oh, come on, Ocarine! Mayushi gets nervous when you stare at her like that. And we get creeped out when you refer to yourself in the third person.
ゲームオーバーに
Did it make you get a game over? Yeah. Oh, boo. Dick move, Rintaro. How dare you cause a game over? And no, by the way, every time I've got a game over, it's nothing to do with you guys on the stream. It's because I suck. You guys didn't call it. Sorry about that. I apologise, but keep looking at her. Oh. Instead of starting a new game, Mayuri looks at me with concern.
今日のオカリン、なんだかいつもと違うような気がするよ。
There's something different about you today, Ocarine. I doubt it's a Pokemon, Avian. It's not one I recognise anyway. I mean, it's possible it's a reference to Pokemon, but I can't see it.
そうか
Really?
どうかしたの？
Yeah, what's wrong? I remind myself that Mayuri is more perceptive than she seems. She proved that when she figured out that Daru was Suzuha's father. Yes, Avian, continue to pat yourself on the back for that one. That was very well called. Moments before it was revealed, but that's not the point. You still got it. So, massive kudos to you for that one. I don't want to worry her too much. I want Mayuri to smile. Her ditzy smile without a care in the world. But on the subject, actually, of that, I've had a thought. If Daru's Suzuha's father, I've been trying to think who could be a mother. Now, originally, because of the eyes, I suspected it could have been Mayuri, but then I remembered it wouldn't have been possible because of the multiple deaths. It simply couldn't happen. Now, it's got me thinking of other characters it could be in-game, assuming it's anyone we've, had introduced. It's obviously not going to be Moeka because she's the enemy. Suzuha can't be her own father. We're not doing the Red Dwarf plotline here, I don't think. And it's unlikely to be Lukaku. So I think it's actually going to be one of the two friends that Mayuri has that we've not met, Fubuki or Kaede. That's who I think her mother is. I've no way of proving it, but that's that unless it gets revealed later, maybe. But that's my theory. I forgot about Faris, oddly enough, Avian. I just eliminated her straight away because I didn't think they'd get on that way. She doesn't seem to have that kind of character about her. After all, it's over now. She's safe.
俺は何も変わってはいない今もお前の顔を見ていたいかに世界に混沌をもたらすかを考えていた
Nothing's wrong, and I wasn't looking at you just now. I was devising new ways to bring chaos to the world.
本当に？無理してない？
Really? You seem kind of tired.
この狂気のマッドサイエンティストに無理なことなど一つもない常に IQ170 を誇る灰色の脳細胞が完璧な計算を叩き出しているのだからな
A mad scientist is never tired. The mighty grey cells of my 170 IQ brain are always performing calculations, day and night. I don't know who's more delusional, this guy or Gundam Tanaka. I'll leave that to you people in the comments.
でもね、たまにはボケーって休むことも必要なんだよ。そのことをね、忘れないでね、オカリン。
Oh, but you should still take a break every now and then. Please, Ocarine. For me. That's an interesting idea, Evie. Keep an eye on the side characters and find the ones with yellow eyes. It's a good idea. Calling it now. It's this anime girl in the top. That's who it is. It's her right there. Having said that, Mayuri returns to her game. I feel cold stares all around me, but I don't care at all. Yeah, Avian, you side with Rintaro being the most tapped, while Queen, you're saying both are rather tuney. Yeah, no, that's true actually. That's actually quite true. And at least Gundam's got the animals thing going for him. Mayuri is here with me, doing everyday Mayuri things. Ordinary things. Everything is going back to normal. I might do a quick save here. And I'm going to put it over... Looking at the timestamps on these. Might be best to timestamp it. Oh, that's 37 hours. Okay, I'll override this one. Yesterday was my first time home in a while, so I slept like a log in my comfortable bed. Stop with the cliched similes! Get better similes! It could be because of my mental exhaustion, but that was my best night's sleep in a while. Before heading up to the lab, I stop and stare at the broad tube workshop. The familiar mountain bike is gone. Suzuha liked it so much, she insisted on bringing it with her to 1975, and I still don't understand how that's possible. How was she able to strap a bicycle to the outside of a time machine and take it with her? Wouldn't that cause like the paradox to end all paradoxes? Ah, of course. Ah, right, you say there's more pages to save. Is there? Oh, for bugger's sake. Right, that makes things a lot bloody easier. Okay, let's carry on with that. The workshop door opens and out comes Mr. Braun, rubbing his eyes. Avian, is that a reference to the Beatles that you're doing in the chat? I'm not going to sing it. I don't want Paul McCartney and his army of lawyers coming after me. Okay, you got free time. How about a job? As a special offer, I'll hire you for 1 CRT a month. 1 CRT a month? So for 1 month's work I get an old television? Hell no. When did Suzuha quit again? Suzuha? Who the hell's that? What? Akiba's such an idiot. She went back to 1975. She won't have come to work for him. Was her existence erased completely? That's impossible. I ain't got time to remember the name of some lazy part-timer who quit after just 10 days. Damn you and your misleading words. So Suzuha did work here. That fact, the evidence of Suzuha's sojourn in 2010, still remains on this world line. I'm not so sure on that. Should have been 44 at the time. And I thought I finally had some help for a change. That's what I hate about you damn kids. No dedication. And the Queen, yes, her email might have stopped her leaving on August 9th, but the problem is she couldn't have been existed here on August 9th at her age and then gone back to 1975 and aged. There'd be 2 versions of her in the same timeline, and that create a paradox. Harrison Jack, I needed to see you, mate. Sorting out your new sewing machine, eh? That's awesome. You're starting to do some proper crafting. Don't let me near a sewing machine. I will literally sew my fingers to the belt. I really will. I bet she lied about liking CRTs too. Gotta be good. Tsunoji shrugs his shoulders, annoyed. Naturally, he doesn't know about Suzuha's true identity.
橋田鈴という人を知っていますか？
Does the name Hashida Suzu ring a bell? At this, Tsunoji's eyes go wide.
懐かしい名前だな。おめえ、知り合いだったのか？
Haven't heard that name in a long time. You knew her? Huh? Knew her?
その人は今は
So now she's...
もうかれこれ10年になるか。
It's been 10 years already, huh? 10 years? 10 years since what? Ah, so you're not broke it out yet, Aristocrat, but you're planning to hopefully have a go at it tomorrow. Well, that's awesome, mate. Take your time with it and start small. Because from what I've seen, it takes quite a bit of adapting to do. But then again, I've got fists of ham and fingers of butter. So maybe that's more advice for me than for anybody else. No. I don't want to know the answer. Tsunoji has a faraway look in his eyes, as if he's gazing into the past.
あの人には随分世話になった。
She really helped me out. Why are you talking about her in past tense?
天涯孤独だったらしくてな。せめて俺が見とってやりたかったんだが。
She didn't have any relatives, not that I knew of. I wish I could have been with her at the end. At the end? There's only one thing that can mean. Even though the worldline changed, Suzuha didn't survive to the year 2010.
ま、こう言っちゃなんだが、死に顔は穏やかだったよ。
To tell you the truth though, she looked peaceful when I found her.
穏やか自殺じゃないのか？
Peaceful? She didn't commit suicide.
自殺？お前それ誰から吹き込まれたんだよ。
Suicide?
すずさんは病気で亡くなったんだ。根も葉もねえ話を信じてんじゃねえ。
Who the hell told you that? Suzuha was sick. Don't believe any old thing you hear. She was sick. Avian, my mum would have been exactly the same. Teach you how to knit and that's what was wrong with your hands. Yeah. Completely know that one. I know exactly where you're coming from. Sickness killed her. I shouldn't feel good about that. But I guess you could say it's better than what happened before the worldline changed. That's what I tell myself, anyway.
で、おめえとすずさんはどういう知り合いだったんだ？
So how did you know Suzu-san?
昔俺も世話になったんです。もう一度会いたいって思っていたのに。
She helped me out too. A long time ago. I was hoping to see her again. Yeah?
あの人が住んでた家は今俺が使ってんだ。位牌もそこにある。なんなら手を合わせに来るか。
I'm living in her old house now. Want to come pay your respects to the order? I nodded without a moment's hesitation. Tsunoji closes up shop and we head off towards his house. From Chuadori, we head towards the station. I scan the Akiba scenery as we walk. Moe stores are still nowhere to be found on this world line. After a little hesitation, I look up at Radican. It's gone. The satellite has vanished. All that's left is the hole it made when it arrived in this time.
例の人工衛星いつ消えたんでしたっけ？
When did the satellite disappear?
ああ、5日前ぐらいじゃなかったか。世の中奇妙なことが起きるもんだな。
No, about 5 days ago. You never know what's going to happen, huh? Which means Suzuha left before it rained. Like Tsunoji said, his house is closer than expected. We take the train to the next station, Akachimachi, and then walk for about 5 minutes to a quiet residential area. This old one-story house is where Suzuha once lived, and look what's there! Her bicycle! I walk up to the front of the house, and there I see a familiar sight. Suzuha's bicycle. For a moment, I could see her there, squatting beside it. But the mountain bike Suzuha rode to the Broad Tube workshop was shiny and new. Now it's old and covered in rust.
その自転車はすずさんがすっげえ大事にしてたんだよ。
Suzu-san loved that old thing.
晩年は自分で乗ることはなかったけどな。それでも週に一度はフレームを磨いてた。
Even when she couldn't ride it anymore, she'd still polish it every week.
処分することもできなくて、結局10年もそこに置いたままだ。俺もできるだけ整備はしてるんだが、さすがに錆が目立ってきてるな。
It's been sitting there for 10 years. Couldn't throw it away. I've maintained it best I could. But I guess nothing lasts forever. Afraid not on this one, Tanoji. You're absolutely right. I mean, very sentimental of you and awesome to actually keep it going now. That's so cool. I gently put my hand on the seat. It's warm from sitting out in the sun. I suppose that, for the few days Suzuha was in Akiba, this bicycle existed in two places at the same time. The house isn't as messy as I expected, considering the state of the Broad Tube workshop. I guess that chipmunk keeps the place clean. What? That chipmunk? Have you seen the size of this guy? Calling him a chipmunk? Are you mad? Ah! Get those fucking eyes on my screen. What the fuck? A wave of nausea hits me as I recall what Nai did at Ochinamizu station. But I tell myself that was just an accident. Besides, that incident has already been undone. Tsunoji Nai has done nothing wrong. Next to the living room is the child's room. There's a child's study desk and a red backpack on the floor. Nai isn't here. Which reminds me, Tsunoji's daughter visits the workshop often, but not once have I seen his wife. Yeah, Queen, you say as long as they don't interact with each other, she could have existed at the same time. With all the warnings of paradox, I just don't buy it. I really don't. And yes, Avian, the correct answer, gah. And Arista Jack, definitely not the eyes. That was creepy AF, out of nowhere. But it's got nothing on Monica. Just Monica. Just Monica. He couldn't have married Suzuha, could he? I mean, she should have been a lot older than him when they met. But as they say, love knows no bounds. Indeed, it does know no bounds, that's right. You can marry out, you can go out with anyone so long as they're legal. Well, in terms of the law you can. Whether you should or not is down to your own moral compass and what the relationship's about. Because for some people, you could be 40 years older and be in the greatest, happiest relationship in the world. Others, though, let's not talk about that. Let's move on. I wonder what really happened. I don't know how I'd feel if those two were married. That would make Daru Tanoji's father-in-law. I am not reading that out. Now, Aristocrat, what do I think of the inside of Japanese homes? Simple. Pain. Because these beams here, they're around about 4 foot high. The amount of times I almost decapitated myself coming out of the shower room is unbelievable. They are the tiniest, crampest things in the world. They're beautiful to look at, they're wonderful traditional, they're made of nice wood and the sliding features, they're all awesome. But these beams can go to fucking hell. I turned to the Buddhist altar to pay my respects to Suzuha. There's no picture of her, so there's no way to know what Hashida Suzu looked like at the age of 44. I make an offering of incense to her, then look around the house again. This is the house Suzuha lived in after leaving to 1975. When Suzu-san and I first met, we were neighbours. For some reason, Tanoji offers me a beer. It's a good point, Wrecking Crew. Yeah, the sliding doors. It'd be, especially if you've got disabilities, definitely a great thing. As long as they've got the right style. I looked at a house recently that had like those 90s, 70s glass sliding doors. They were horrible because they're just like on these wheels. They're really top heavy, and you could easily pull them off the wall. Really not nice. And Avian, I told myself to do that. But I'm a guy. Of course I didn't fucking duck. When I decline, he shakes his head and starts drinking it himself. I was born and raised in Europe, you know. Huh? Is that a joke? Got a problem? I'll have you know my English and French are perfect. Yeah, Wrecking Crew, you mentioned that your gran had doors on those, and that's the point. They might have been fashionable in the 1960s and the 1970s, but they weren't practical. They weren't that good at keeping out in heat. They weren't secure. They weren't pretty. Let's be honest here, they were shit. He really doesn't look like someone who lived abroad. I didn't realise that people who lived abroad had a certain look about them. I guess you can't judge a book by its cover. My parents died about 15 years ago. That's when I came back to Japan. Or, I guess I should say I came to Japan for the first time. Suzu-san was living alone next door. She looked after me when I had nowhere else to turn. Alright, now's my chance. If I'm gonna ask, it's now or never. And you got married? Huh? Married? To Suzu-san. Queen, it's not a knife inside the book, it's a pistol. Let's say, Aristojack, when I go to Japan, there's a place I stay in Nippori, which is like an apartment building where you rent an apartment. And you have a traditional western door, but inside it's all your sliding doors and your beams and everything else. And down in the main areas and hall areas of the house, it's got the Japanese screen doors. Really nice place to live when I'm on holiday, but I don't know, it'd be easy to keep it clean, I suppose. There is that. You high? I knew she'd never marry a guy like him. She was a pretty stoic lady. Didn't have much of a social life. Yeah, Queen, your joke probably would have worked if I'd have heard it, but reading it on text, some jokes just don't come across well by text. Some being the key word. That's not an invite for bad puns, by the way, Aristojack. Stand down. But she treated me well. My house burned down about 1 year after I moved here. It was my smoking that caused the fire. So I deserved it, but still. After I lost everything, she let me come live here with her. That's not all. The Oyama building, where the workshop's at, that was originally Suzu-san's property. Huh?
安で譲ってもらったんだ。おかげで俺はブラウン管工房を構えることができたってわけだ。
She sold it to me for cheap. It's thanks to her that the Brawn Tube Workshop exists.
あの人は俺の恩人だよ。
You could say she saved my life.
ある時、なんだって縁もゆかりもねえのにこんなによくしてくれるんですかって聞いたことがあんだが。
Once, I asked her why she treated me so well. It wasn't like we were related or anything.
そしたらあの人は笑ってこう答えてる。
But she just smiled and said,
巡り巡って人は誰かに親身にしてもらうことになってる。だから君もいずれ誰かに親身にしてあげなさい。
We all depend on someone's kindness at some point in our lives. When the time comes, you pass the gift along.
なんだか不思議な人だったぜ。預言者みたいにこれから起きる出来事をピタリピタリと言い当てたりしてな。
She was kind of mysterious. She seemed to know exactly how things were going to happen, like a prophet. Suzuha. That was probably her way of repaying Tenoji for looking after her, even if it was just 10 days. And so, it came full circle.
しかし世間ってのは狭いな。あの人のことを知ってる人間がこんな近いところにいたとは。
It's a small world, huh? Never thought I'd meet someone else who knew her.
そうだ。ちょっと待ってろ。
Oh, right. Wait her a sec. Right, there we go. I'll switch from the coffee to the water. I managed to drink the coffee before it went cold tonight. I'm winning. Tenoji goes into the child's room next door, then returns and places an object on the table. Huh? It's Suzuha's divergence meter! Before the worldline changed, it was in the lab. But on this worldline, Suzuha brought the meter with her to 1975. It's been in this house for 35 years. The tubes read 0.409431%. Divergence has changed, just like Suzuha said. This proves that my magic eye, reading Steiner, does indeed allow me to perceive changes to the world line. But what does 0.49409,431% mean? I recall what Suzuha said.
メーターの数値が 1% を超えたとき、君はベータ世界線にたどり着いたことになる。
When the meter reads over 1%, you've made it to the beta world line. Does that mean I'm still on the alpha world line?
それ何の数字を表してるかわかるか？
Do you know what that number means?
俺にはさっぱりわからなくてな。この10年その数字からピクリとも変わりゃしない。
Because I sure don't. All I know is it hasn't changed a bit these 10 years.
ただ
But you know,
すずさんは病床からいつもこのメーターを眺めてた。
when Suzu-san was on her deathbed, she used to stare at that meter for hours.
上ごとのようにつぶやいてたよ。
She used to stare at that meter, talking to herself.
この数字は変わる前なのかな、変わった後なのかな、私は変えられたのかな。
Is this the old number? The new number? Did it work? Did it change?
そんな風に一日に何回かな。見てて痛々しいほどだった。
Stuff like that, day in and day out. It hurt to watch. I touched the device. Suzuha. In my heart, I reach out to the girl who died 10 years ago, to the girl who will be born 7 years from now, to the girl who crossed time to save the future. Suzuha, thanks to you, Mayuri is safe. Divergence has changed. But we haven't yet reached your ultimate goal, 1% divergence. Once that is achieved, the future you dreamed of will become a reality. I will carry on your fight, Suzuha. I promise. I realise that I am crying. Tsunoji stares at me a moment and then puts his giant hand on my shoulder. And for once, he's now actually showing some signs of being a decent human being, this guy. Akiba! Mayuri comes out of the ticket gate and walks up to me with a unhurried stride.
トゥットゥルー、まさかね、本当に駅まで迎えに来てくれるなんて思わなかった。マユシーはびっくりなのです。
トゥットゥルー、I didn't think you'd come all the way to the station to pick me up. Mayushi's surprised.
人質に逃げられて困るからな。
I wouldn't want my hostage to get away.
困るよね。それでね、マユシーはとっても嬉しいよ。
Yeah, me neither. So Mayushi's really happy. You raise a fair point, Alistair Jack. Yeah, he's starting to become a good guy. For now. I don't quite understand, but whatever. Mayuri flashes a carefree smile, then walks ahead of me, almost skipping.
ねえ、その抱えてる荷物って何？
So what's in the bag?
ミスター・ブラウンから譲ってもらったの。世界線の数値を測ることのできる大パーツのこと。
Mr. Brown gave it to me. It's a device that can measure the divergence of world lines.
なんだかすごそうだね。でも世界線の数値って？
Wow, that sounds amazing. What's a world line? I smile wryly. That word Riley is like, is that the right way to pronounce it? I'm never quite sure. There's something about the way it's spelled that always makes me wonder. Mayuri, you really are a dummy. What am I doing? After I left Tsunoji's house, I called Mayuri to ask when she would arrive in Akiba. Then I went to the station to pick her up. Anxiety still smoulders in my heart. We managed to survive yesterday, but that doesn't guarantee our safety forever. It's entirely possible for Moeka to attack now, on the afternoon of the 14th. Maybe I'm being overprotective, but I still can't shake the image of Mayuri's death from my mind. Nor should you. You shouldn't be able to shake anyone's death from your memory like that, especially if it's like that. Yeah, I'm with you, Queen. Riley. I've always thought it was that as well. It's just the way it's spelled always makes me wonder. I'm pretty sure I'm right. But then again, I've been wrong many times before. It's an interesting comparison, Maris Jack, saying it sounds a bit like Light from Death Note in the Japanese dub. Well, the Japanese audio, it's not the Japanese dub, it's the Japanese language, the dub is the foreign. I don't ever want to have to go through that again.
マユリ、例えばの話だが、コミマが終わるまで秋葉に来るのはやめた方がいいのではないか。
Just a thought, Mayuri. But don't you think maybe you should stop coming to Akiba for a while? At least until Komimar ends. No response. I look to the side.
いない。
Mayuri! Panicked, I scan the area and catch sight of her wandering towards a newly opened shaved ice stand. That ditz! Can't she tell how worried I am?
岡部って尽くすタイプなのね。
So you're the devoted type, huh? Carissa was glaring at me with an iced coffee in her hand. We're in the lab, which appears to have become her second home.
何がだ?
What's that supposed to mean? I'm sitting at the computer, searching for intel on the IBN 5100. I still don't know where it is. I went to Yanabayashi's shrine this morning, but alas, it wasn't there. Scissor had promised to get one to us somehow, a gift to us from 1975. Without it, we can't hack into CERN's database, meaning we can't achieve divergence over 1%.
あんたがマユリをお姫様扱いし始めた件について。
All of a sudden, you're treating Mayuri like a princess. Avian, to be fair, shaved ice is amazing. Anyone who goes, ooh, food when they see a shaved ice stand. I've had shaved ice many, many times when I've been in Japan. It is awesome.
今日は駅までお迎えに上がって。お昼ご飯はどくみまでして。ここまでは手をつないで歩いてきたとか。
Oh, Aristotle, you asked what CERN stands for. Give me a sec. Here we are. I'll tell you exactly what it means. It's a French acronym for Société Européenne pour des Recherches Nucléaires, or European Society for Nuclear Research. And for anyone who speaks French out there in the audience, yes, I know I can't speak your language. I can barely speak my own language, let alone yours. Today you went to the station to meet her. You taste tested her lunch, and then you held her hand all the way back to the lab.
あのね、マユシーはオカリンに愛されちゃってるね。
Alkarin really loves Mayushi. Did she have to tell Kurisu, of all people? Mayuri looks so carefree as she stuffs her cheeks with takoyaki. I'm pretty sure she's smiling not because of my love, but because of the takoyaki's deliciousness. Typical Mayuri. I love the fact that it's quite casually just dropped that suddenly is in love as well. The mad scientist Hoen Kiyoma has suddenly gone all doe-eyed and lovey-dovey. Avian, feel free to start barfing in the comments. But seriously, did you have to tell Kurisu?
で、実際のところどうなんだ?
So what's the deal?
どうとは
I don't follow.
前から不思議だったのよね。あんたたちって付き合ってるの?
Are you a couple or what? I've been meaning to ask.
そう見えるのか
Do we look like a couple?
それは
Huh, the social economy of real nerds. It's much easier to pronounce than the official one from the game. I can relate to it a lot more as well. So I call that as a good call. Just what sort of delusions does this girl have? Look in the mirror.
あのね、オカリンとマユシーは小さい頃からずっとお友達なんだよ。
You know, Okarin and Mayushi have been friends since we were little. No, I'm not even going to try. I'll leave it all to you people in the audience.
食べながら話すのははしたない
Don't talk with your mouth full.
じゃあ付き合ってないんだ。まあ誰もオカビみたいな変人と付き合おうとは思わないし、当然よね。
Beep, 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 beep. We've got fire assassin there. Someone call a burn technician stat. So, you're not a couple. Oh, well, of course. No one would willingly date Akabe, after all.
クリスティーナお前には失望したぞ
You disappoint me, Christina.
は？何よいきなり。
Huh? What are you talking about?
俺は気づいてしまったのだお前の本質にな
You have finally revealed your true nature. And yeah, Queen, I knew that's what she said, but there was absolutely no way I was going to try and pronounce it. That's my point. I know that that's what she was saying, but I'm thinking, nope, not happening. I'm not even trying that one. I fucked up the CERN pronunciation enough.
恋の話になると途端に食いつき方が変わるそんなお前はスイーツかっこ笑いに他ならない
You. I saw how your eyes lit up at the first hint of romance. You're nothing but a filthy mainstream girl.
恋の話を恋バナと読んでしまうお年頃だな少子そんなお花畑の持ち主をこの法院京馬と我がラボは求めていないぞ
Bruh. I bet you like to eat chocolate with your girlfriends and giggle about the latest celebrity love affair. Absurd! This lab has no need of puppies and flowers in your head. It feels strange to be spewing this Chunibu nonsense again, after what I've been through. Is making this just last forever? Dude, you had one chance to turn things around. Don't blow it.
マッドサイエンティストかっこ自称の中二病患者が何言ってやがりますか。
What the hell are you on about, you self-proclaimed mad scientist Chunibu nutcase? It's been a long time since I argued with Kurisu like this too. The thought brings a sudden pang of loneliness. After failing to save Miyuri, I sought help from this genius girl. Even though her words were at times harsh, she supported and encouraged me to the end. But now, all of that has vanished along with the time we spent with Suzuha. Thank you for your help, Kurisu. I silently give her my sincere gratitude. Oh well, you know it's bad when Arista Jack's face palming in the comments. You know you done fucked up then. Oh yes you did. I finished typing on the X68000's keyboard in Sigh, then turned to the divergence meter sitting on the shelf. The display reads 0.409431%. What does that mean?
世界の構造はより糸みたいなものなの。
The universe is like this piece of yarn.
いくつもの可能性世界線が重ね合わせの状態になってて、常に無限個に枝分かれしてってるわけ。
Countless world lines exist side by side, branching out to infinity.
メーターの数値が 1% を超えたとき、君はベータ世界線にたどり着いたことになる。
When the meter reads over 1%, you've made it to the beta world line.
アトラクタフィールドアルファの範囲がベータ世界線へ到達すれば収束する結果も変わる。
If you escape the alpha attractor field and reach the beta world line, then the result will change.
そう、1% を突破さえできたら椎名真由里は助けられるっていうこと。
Yep, one thing I remembered, she said get to 1% to save Mayuri, which suggests that Mayuri is still in danger. No. No, it doesn't. I know where you're going, game. I think I've figured this out. This chapter's going to be like the last one, but it's going to be somebody else where I've got the same kind of decision to make. And it's going to roll through the cast. That's how I think this is going to go through. And, yes, Queen, we all know that he's changed the divergence, but obviously Okarin's still not yet to catch up to us. He's not that sharp. Then, does that mean I haven't saved her? Divergence is still less than 1%. Is the world still converging on Mayuri's death? It can't be. It can't be. I mean, nothing happened yesterday. Mayuri's here, safe and sound. So nothing will happen to her. It won't. I want to believe that. But the doubt within my heart is growing thick and black. I can hardly think about anything else right now. No matter how hard I stare at it, the number on the meter doesn't change a digit. And yeah, that is a handicap to be fair, Queen. Living in the game, it does mean it's very difficult for it to be ahead of it. That'd be a great hack in life, wouldn't it? If you can get ahead of life and know exactly where the next threat's going and do things to be ahead of it. Some people claim they can. They're called bullshitters. So far, reading Steiner has only activated after we sent past changing D-mails. What about when I time leap? The vertigo I feel when I time leap might be caused by reading Steiner. Or maybe it's just the side effect of the memory transfer. It's impossible to know. In any case, I prepare for the worst. I've already set the time leap machine's timer to send my memories 3 hours into the past. And with Daru's help, I found the remote for the 42-inch CRT downstairs. Our previous phone wave, name subject to change, experiments made a hole in the floor. Instead of fixing the hole, I made it bigger. The 42-inch CRT is right under the hole, so I point the remote to the hole and press the power button, the TV turns on. Now should things go wrong, I can time leap at a moment's notice. And I also have future gadget number 4, Moad Snake on hand, in case of emergency.
Okabe,
Okay. Kurisu enters the development room.
タイムリープマシンの実験はしないんじゃなかったの？
Didn't you say we weren't going to experiment with the time leap machine?
もしもの時のためだ。
This is just in case.
もしもって？
In case what? I don't want to answer that. I keep praying that my fears will not be realised. It's okay. Everything will be okay. They didn't attack yesterday, so they won't attack today. At the very least, we've changed Mayuri's fate. But still, I can't help but pray. You said they got some funny names because the phone wave, names subject to change. It's the top one of the tree, really, isn't it? Please let Mayuri be safe. Please don't let anything happen. My prayers go unanswered. Oh. I was wrong. The door slams open. 5 men burst into the lab. I recognise them. The Rounders. They aim their guns at us. I freeze. Despair seizes my heart. My worst fears have come true. It's happening exactly the same as before. Only this time, Scissorhar isn't here to save us. Hands in the air! Nobody move! Even the dark-skinned man's words are the same. Eventually, the unpleasant clack of heels echoes down the hallway. Moeka-san?
タイムマシンを回収させてもらう。
We're taking the time machine. I suppress my terror and grab Mayuri's arm. Don't move! The crew-cut man says something he hasn't before. You see, Alistair Jack, that would be funny, except they do have AK-47s. They're kind of more dangerous than rejected Street Fighter characters.
マキセ・クリス、岡部倫太郎、橋田至3名については我々と一緒に来てもらう。
Makise Kurisu, Okabe Rintaro, Hashida Itaru. The 3 of you will come with us.
抵抗は許されない。
You cannot resist.
とにかく来て。
Come with us.
あなたたちに逃げ場はないわ。
You have nowhere to run.
私たちの仲間はすでに秋葉原中に散らばっている。
We have men stationed throughout Akihabara. What do I do? Should I use my concealed mod snake right now? Use it and then time leap? But Mayuri hasn't been killed yet. There's a chance she might not be killed on this worldline. Hey, you! The crew-cut man points his gun at me. My heartbeat jumps up. Cold sweat breaks out all over my body. I said hands in the air! I've only raised my left. What are you hiding? I have to use it! I swallow my fear and activate Moad Snake. White smoke instantly fills the room, rendering it impossible to see. The Rounders won't be able to aim through this. I have to time leap while it lasts. I grab Mayuri's hand and fumble through the smoke towards the development room. Shoot them! I hear the sound of guns firing wildly behind me. Suddenly Mayuri's arm gets heavy. I trip forward and land on my face. Mayu! Our hands were separated in the fall. I grope around and soon find her slender hand. Oh, Carrie! Mayuri's feeble whisper reaches my ears. Was she hit? The Rounder's blind shot hit Mayuri? It hurts. Mayuri's voice quickly fades away. Strength drains from her fingers.
おいしっかりしろ
Mayuri, come on! Get up! But Mayuri doesn't answer. I'm sorry, Mayuri. Once again, I failed to save you. I thought I'd succeeded, but I was wrong. I hear my teeth grinding in my head. Stop! Stop! Don't shoot me! I hear Carissa and Darius screaming as the gunfire continues. A sharp pain flares at the top of my head. I press down with my hand. It comes away soaked with blood. It hurts. It hurts. It hurts. It feels like someone took a saw to my skull. Ooh, nasty. My ears are ringing. I stumble. Can't stand up straight. I need to get to the time leak machine. I squeeze Mayuri's limp hand one last time, then crawl to the development room, fumble for the headgear and put it on. I point the remote at the hole and press the power button. The TV turns on downstairs, and I can hear people laughing on the screen. Not really appropriate, really, is it? We just see a character shot and killed, and the TV screen's going like, yeah, that's not cool. Target A! Target C secured! Run! Akiba! Run! Shit! I clench my fist in frustration. The time link machine is already activated. The discharge phenomenon is starting. The floor begins to shake. Once again, I leap to the past. Right, going back 3 hours. Or at least that's what he programmed it for, anyway. Yep. And yep, you're absolutely right, Aristotle Jack. It did get dark, but as Queen said, it's been dark since the end of chapter 5. The entire 6th chapter was pretty dark. The world collapses, then reforms. Once again, I feel the odd numbness behind my eyes. The pain at the top of my head is gone. I wipe the sweat off my brow and look around. I can't see Maud Snake's vapour anymore. The air is clear. Carissa is reading a western book like usual. Mayuri is playing a handheld game while eating a banana. Darrow isn't here. I recall he said he was going out somewhere. Mayu! I quickly swallow my words.
どうしたの？オカリンもバナナ食べる？
Okarin, you want a banana too? I sink into the sofa and close my eyes. Somehow, I resist the urge to scream in frustration. I have to think. I erased our memories with Scissorhar. I changed the worldline. But it wasn't enough. The divergence meter still reads 0.4%. How do I get that above 1%? Wait, if I try to solve the problem alone, it'll just end the same way. I need to consult Karisu.
クリスちょっと来てくれ
Karisu, come with me just a second. I lead her out of the lab. We sit on the bench in front of the building. Scissorhar's bicycle is still absent. And yeah, Queen, he wants Mayuri to stop fucking dying. It's a bit like Lock, Stock and Two Smoking Barrels. It's like, will everyone please stop getting shot?
何なの？私の名前を普通に呼ぶなんて普通じゃないの。
What is it? You don't normally say my name normally. Oh, hang on. In case it's a choice. It's from Mayuri.
Oh, Corinne, where are you going? A date with Chris-chan? I'm jealous!
Right, let's have a look at what this one is. Our relationship is purely professional. She's my assistant, nothing more. Or... jealous? You want to go on a date with me? Before the last leap happened, she was talking about them being a couple. So saying she wants to go on a saying that she wants to go on a date with him sounds like the wrong choice. But I now have a backup in case things go wrong in the chapter. I'm going for it. Here we go. Karisu frowns at her own words.
That came out weird.
助けてくれ
Please, help me.
これはびっくり。
Now this is a shock.
まさかあんたの口からそんな言葉が出るなんて。熱でもあるんじゃない？
I never thought I'd hear those words from you. Do you have a fever?
茶化すな俺は本気で相談している
No jokes. I seriously need your help.
タイムリープをしてきたのね。
You time leaped, didn't you?
I nod.
お前はどこまで知っている
How much do you know?
どこまでって何を？
How much do I know about what?
鈴葉がジョン・タイターだったことは
How about Suzuha being John Taito?
Eh?
Karisu gives me a blank stare.
その発想はなかったわ。
It never even occurred to me.
When we prevented Suzuha from leaving on August 9th, she ended up staying until August 13th. But the outcome was changed by my last email. What happened during those 4 days on this world line?
タイムリープマシンは完成したか
Have you finished the time leap machine?
何言ってんの？昨日私が徹夜して完成させたでしょ？
What are you talking about? I finished it yesterday after an all-nighter, remember?
岡部はいつから飛んできたんだ？
When did you leap from?
今日の夜8時頃だ
8 PM tonight. It looks like I'll have to explain everything all over again. Oh. Hang on a second. Right. Over this slot here. And now, no worries, Aristotle, you gotta get yourself going, that's absolutely fine. As I say, you can keep an eye on the playlist, it'll be back up tomorrow morning. It should be rendered already.
Oh, I'm a little relieved. Why is that? I've never felt this way before.
Is that good? Is that a good outcome? I don't know, you tell me. We'll roll with it, we'll roll with it for now. I told her about Mayuri's many deaths, and about what happened with Suzuha and Moeka. I also gave a summary of what Suzuha told me about the structure of the universe. Karisu does not appear to doubt my story.
話をまとめると IBN5100 が手元に戻ってくれば勝ちっていうことになる。
So basically, you win if you get the IBN 5100 back.
Karisu sums up what I told her.
あくまで予測だけど
This is just a guess.
天音さんの話を逆の視点から考えてみればいい。
But maybe you should look at what Amani-san said from the opposite angle.
IBN5100 を岡部が手に入れてセルにあるデータを消すその瞬間が分岐の臨界点なんだと思う。
I think the critical change takes place when you get the IBN 5100 and erase the data in CERN's database.
おそらくその瞬間ダイバージェンスは 1% オーバーに達するはず。
That instant is most likely when you'll achieve divergence over 1%.
問題は IBN5100 が今はどこにあるかだ。
Yeah, but the problem is where the IBN 5100 is now.
岡部は一度 IBN5100 を手に入れている。あんたの記憶が妄想じゃなければな。
You've already found it once. That is, if your memories are real.
その世界線へもう一度行けることができれば必然的に手元に戻ってくるんじゃない？
If you can get back to the world line where you first obtained it, then isn't it bound to return to you?
なるほど。そうか。
I see. You're right.
IBN 5100はある時を境にラボから忽然と姿を消した。
The IBN 5100 was at the lab, and then it suddenly disappeared.
前にそのことで騒いでたわね。あの時は岡部がついに妄想と現実の区別がつかなくなったかと思って、心の中で「おーゴッド」ってつぶやいてた。
You threw a fit about that earlier. I remember thinking, oh god, Akabe's finally lost his ability to distinguish fantasy from reality.
アメリカかぶれめ。何がオーゴッドだ。クリスチャンはクリスチャンとでも言いたいのか。
Do I have a pair anywhere? There's only one way I could make that joke funny, but I can't do it because I've not got a pair nearby. You're such a wannabe American. What do you mean? Oh God. Because I would have gone, oh I get it, Christian is, slips on shades, a Christian. Karisu looks at me in disdain as soon as those words leave my lips.
誰がうまいこと言えと言った。
That's terrible.
Yes. Yes, it is. You're not wrong.
俺も口に出してから後悔した。
I regret it too. Yes. So you should. So you should. This is no time for puns, especially bad ones like that.
それでクリスティーナ、お前はこう言いたいんだな。
So, Christina, let me see if I understand what you're saying.
俺たちが生じさせてしまった世界の歪み、すなわちこれまでに世界線を変動させた全ての D メールを打ち消していけば
The changes we've made to the worldline, namely all... Right, okay everybody, I don't know if we're back or not. I think I've just literally had my internet literally randomly reset. It says that I've got an excellent connection, it says I'm live, and as far as I can tell, things haven't changed. What I'm going to do is a very quick test here. If you can see me, please let me know. I'm going to do another quick save here in the back. Oh, there's a comment in the chat saying that I can be seen. Hey! Right, literally what happened was I was halfway through reading this line, and then suddenly I noticed that on my second screen all of it had gone black, and I'm like, why have I got a black overlay over my live dashboard? And I clicked up behind my OBS and suddenly I saw you're offline, and I'm like, no, that can possibly happen. But bear in mind, in a couple of weeks I'm planning to do a 24-hour live stream. So, new rule. If that happens during the live stream, I have to down a full one of these, which is the punishment coffee, when I'm back online. That's a new rule. In the event we have a crash and our connection goes down, that's going to happen. That will return us to the world line where I found the IBN 5100 at Yanabayashi Shrine. From what I've experienced so far, I'm confident that the IBN 5100's disappearance from the lab wasn't due to theft. After all, I was sleeping at the lab, and whenever I wasn't around, another lab member was. The lab was occupied every hour of the day. It would have been impossible for someone to steal that heavy computer without anyone noticing. And Queen, a man must take responsibility. And ultimately, it's for charity. It's about raising money. So doing something stupid in order so that people will smash that sponsorship link and put the pounds into the pocket is all that matters. It makes more sense to assume that a D-mail caused us to diverge from the world line where I found the IBN 5100 at Yanabayashi Shrine.
あくまで仮説だけど、私はあんたの説明だけをもとに判断しているから。
It's still a hypothesis, I only came to that conclusion based on your explanation.
もしあんたが事実誤認をしていたり、私を騙そうとしていたり、妄想を垂れ流していた場合は、この仮説はあっけなく破綻する。
If you're mistaking your facts, deceiving me, or shooting off delusions, then this hypothesis will fail.
The assistant of mine has no confidence in me at all.
この仮説を盲目的に信じてもらっても困る。
You can't just blindly follow this hypothesis either.
保険はいくつかあるとはいえ、迂闊な行動をとって、もしも罪になってしまったら。
You may have a safety net, but if you get careless and leave yourself without a way out...
And actually, there is a point here. How did the IBN 5100 get to Yanabayashi Shrine in the first place? There will still be a time leap somewhere. Someone knew to give it to him, so there's still a timeline somewhere that's been corrected somehow.
マユリを二度と助けられなくなるんだから。
Then you'll never get another chance to save Mayuri.
I know that. I'd ask for Suzuha's opinion too if she were here, but on this worldline she travelled to 1975 on the night of August 9th. There's no way I can speak to her now.
どうして IBN5100 が消えたのか。これまでに送った D メールの中のどれが IBN5100 の消えた原因なのか。
Why did the IBN 5100 disappear? Which of the D-mails caused its disappearance?
それを突き止めるのが解を導くための近道ね。
Figure that out, and you're well on your way to finding the solution.
わからないのは、マユルの死ぬタイミングがちょうど24時間ずれたことだ。
What I don't understand is how we delayed the timing of Mayuri's death exactly 24 hours.
確かに気になるな。ダイバージェンスが変わったことが関係してるのかな。
True, that is interesting. Maybe it's related to the change in diversions.
バタフライエフェクトの可能性がある。それならほんの些細な原因でも結果には大きな誤差が生じる。
It could be the butterfly effect. If that's the case, any trivial change could produce a significantly different result.
とにかく慎重な行動が大切。不用意なことはしない方がいい。
Anyway, it's important to act with discretion. Don't do anything careless.
例えば、一番危険なのはあんたが死ぬこと。
Your death, Okabe, is the worst thing that could possibly happen.
So if I'm going into the inbox then... Was it after we emailed Moeka? Because the message that we sent in order to, you know, ignore Karisu's suggestion hasn't come through into the mailbox, and they're still apparently watching us. So it was around about that time, wasn't it, where we suddenly had this happen?
世界線を越えて記憶を継続できるのはおそらく岡部だけだから。あんたが死んだらマユリも助けられなくなると思いなさい。
You're probably the only person who can remember previous word lines. If you die, then consider Mayuri dead for good.
絶対に死なないで。
Don't die. Okay?
もしかして心配してくれているのか。
You're not worried about me, are you?
は？何それ？誰得？
What? Don't be ridiculous. Why should I care?
そんなわけないでしょ。勘違いするな。
I'm not worried about you, okay? Don't get the wrong idea.
つまり死ぬなって言ったのはあんたが貴重な被験者だからよ。そうなの。
I just don't want to lose a valuable test subject. That's all. Yeah.
世界線云々はともかく、あんたのその何度もタイムリープしていながら記憶が継続してる脳ってのは脳科学史を塗り替えるくらい貴重なサンプルであって。
That brain of yours has accumulated memories spanning word lines and time leaps. It's a precious sample that can rewrite the history of neuroscience.
あんたの脳をマッピングして一体何がどうなってるのか確かめたい気分よ。
I want to map your brain and find out just what's going on in there.
だから引き続き実験をガンガンやってくれると私としても助かるわけ。タイムリープマシンはいわば私の研究の成果でもあるんだから。
In other words, your time leaping helps me too. After all, the time leap machine is the fruit of my research, so to speak, and I...
落ち着け。
Calm down. Kurisu turns away with a sour expression. This assistant of mine can be difficult sometimes. Anyway, I consider her hypothesis. In order to return to the worldline where I found the IBN 5100 at Yanabayashi Shrine, we need to cancel all the D-mails we sent so far. The theory is sound, and I've got nothing else to go on. I checked the clock. It's 6:42 PM. Only 1 hour until Moeka's raid. I decided to time leap once more, to the afternoon of the 13th, just before the time leap machine is completed.
クリスティーナ、お前の案を試してみる。
Christina, I'm going to give this plan of yours a shot.
Oh, great.
I take Kurisu's hand and grasp it firmly.
お前には何度も助けられているな。いつもすまない。
You've been a great help. Sorry for the trouble.
謝るの。だから調子狂うでしょ。
Don't apologize, dummy. It's confusing.
そもそも前にあんたを助けたことなんて私はちっとも覚えてないのよ。どう責任取ってくれるの？
Besides, I don't even remember helping you before. How are you going to take responsibility for this?
Why is she getting mad at me? Because she's a tsundere. I just don't understand her.
できれば覚えておきたかった。
I wish I could remember too.
そうすればあんたの情けない姿をネタにいつでもブギャーってできたから。
Then I'd always have something to rub your nose in.
お前は実に性格が悪いな。
You really have an awful personality.
あんたが言うな。
You're one to talk.
And she's correct to say that. With that, I leap 28 hours into the past. Back to Friday the 13th. Time leap complete. I'm standing in the lab as usual. My brain feels like it's been pinched. I endure the pain as I check my watch. It's 1:47 PM. Kurisu's almost done with the time leap machine, and Mayuri's almost done with Lukako's costume. They should both be done in about 10 minutes. I'll leave the lab and sit on the bench in front of the Brown Tube workshop. Let's go over the plan. Cancel all the D-mails that changed the past so far. Of course, that includes D-mails sent by other people other than me. Specifically, I'm only concerned with the D-mails that triggered reading Steiner. We sent several of them as experiments. For example, Operation Erd Stage 2, the Lotto 6 experiment, involved one such D-mail. But the real problem is what other people sent. Mayuri and Kurisu haven't sent any D-mails. Daru sent his past self a strategy to win the Faris Cup, but reading Steiner didn't activate, so Divergence must not have changed. That leaves me with 3 emails to deal with, those sent by Moeka, Lukako and Faris. The most problematic is the one Faris sent, which is also the most recent. I have no idea what it said, so I don't know how to cancel it. Faris' D-mail caused a dramatic change to Akiba. All the Moe stores disappeared. That's my only hint. I'm the only one who remembers how things were before the change, so I won't get an answer from Faris, even if I ask her directly. But still, I have to at least try. I should get in touch with her. First, let's try contacting her by phone or mail. The ringtone echoes in my ears. It's not connecting. Damn! I stab the M button and open up my mailbox. I'll write Faris a mail. I wonder if that has caused a change to the storyline. I should have saved before I did that. Too late now. Just give it to her straight. I send it. Afterwards, I sit and stare at the screen, waiting. I've already tried sending 3 mails and calling 4 or 5 times, but 30 minutes pass without a single response. Right, I'm just going to quickly go to a new slot. Worst case scenario is I can reload that one and just quickly skip through all the text. Unable to hide my frustration, I storm off towards Faris's apartment. I arrive at the tall apartment building soaked in sweat. I've been running an awful lot lately. It's made me realise how out of shape I am. I can relate, Akabe. I did my first run in ages yesterday. I felt horrible afterwards. I needed it. It shows me I've got to get back into my training, but by God did I realise how unfit I was. I wish I worked out more. This complex has an automatic lock, so I had to call from the lobby intercom. I enter the number for Faris's apartment, and a man's calm voice soon replies. May I ask who's calling? Judging by the voice, it's not Faris's dad, but her butler.
Okabe と言います。
My name's Akabe.
フェイリーじゃなくて、ルミホさんにお会いしたいんですよ。
I'd like to speak with Rumiho-san. I regret to inform you that the young mistress is currently out.
じゃあ今どこに？
Then where is she now? I'm afraid I cannot answer that. You may be someone with whom she does not wish to interact.
前に一度ここには遊びに来てますよ。
I've been here before, remember? Location of the young mistress. Please contact her directly. He's obviously trying to end the conversation, so I panic to get the last word in.
待ってください。フェイリスと大至急連絡を取りたいんですけど、電話してもメールしても繋がらないんですよ。
Please wait! I've been trying to get in touch with Varys, but she's not returning my calls or emails. Please try again some other time. Frustrated by this new turn of events, my anger threatens to boil over. Damn inflexible geezer! No, loyal family butler. I leave the lobby. May Queen Nian doesn't exist on this world line. Faris isn't responding to my calls or emails either. Where could she be? Underneath the incandescent heat of the sun, I suddenly get an idea. Daru. If anyone knows where Faris is, it'll be that stalker of hers. You see, Wrecking Crew, you raise a very fair point. Telling him that isn't going to send up any red flags. Absolutely. It's like, come on, dude. Right. Do I mail him or do I call him? I'm going to try calling him. Yeah, Ocarina? It's awfully noisy on the other end of the phone, but I don't care about that.
ダリオ、フェイリスが今どこにいるか心当たりはないか？
Daru, do you happen to know where Faris is right now? Faris Town?
1秒でも早く連絡を取りたいのだ。
I need to talk to her right now. Right now? That's not going to happen.
場所さえ教えてくれればいい。フェイリスの行きそうな場所ぐらい、お前なら完璧に把握しているだろう。
Yeah, way to make him sound like a total creep. Way to do that to your friend, Akabe. Just tell me where she is. You keep tabs on her at all times, don't you? I know where she is, sure.
どこだ？どこにいる？
She will be at a tournament for Reinhardt. Where? Where is she? In the UPX assembly hall. UPX? I look up. I'm standing right in front of
会
UPX.
場とはなんだ？
Why the assembly hall? Today's the finals of the Reinhardt ABGC.
ライネット AB グラちゃん。
Reiner ABGC?
ライネットアクセスバトラーズグランドチャンピオンシップの略だろう、上皇。
Short for Rhinet Access Battlers Grand Championship. Duh.
日本中のライネッターが参加してる大会の決勝戦だお。そこにフェイリスタンが出場してる。
It's the finals, man. Faris is participating.
ちなみにフェイリスタンは今年冬のグラチャンの優勝者でもあるんで、ディフェンディングチャンピオン。これ豆知識な。
Faris 10 was the winner of this year's Winner GC, so she's the defending tag champion, just so you know.
決勝戦
She's in the finals?
で、僕は今まさにそれを会場で観戦中。つうか、今まさにフェイリスタンがデュエル中なわけだが。
I'm here too, spectating. The match's already started, man. So that's why.
今から行く。何階だ
I'm headed there now. What floor?
オカリン、チケット持ってんの？
Do you have a ticket?
持っていないが、なんとかなるだろう。
No, but I'll manage.
それ無理。警備がめっちゃ厳重だし、テロ予告まがいの書き込みがアットちゃんにあったらしくてさ。
I don't know, man. Security's pretty tight. Someone posted threats on at channel.
きっとオカリンは入れないわな。
Pretty sure you're not getting in. Yep, security are like, members only!
それなら、外に出てきてくれ。俺も UPX の前にいる。お前のチケットを貸してほしい。
No. Then you come out. I'm in front of UPX. Can you lend me a ticket?
だが断る。
No way!
4時までには終わるから出待ちしてれば会えんじゃね？
It'll end at 4. Can't you just wait till then?
おい、誰
Hey, Daru! Daru! Ugh. That inflexible bastard. Akabe, you're the one telling him to give you his ticket in the middle of a tournament, and you're calling him inflexible? Looks like I don't have a choice. All I can do is wait like Daru suggested. At 4, tons of people spew out of the building. They're mostly parents with children, but there are also men and women in their 20s and 30s. Seems like a wide customer base. Some people are dressed in cosplay, others are carrying Rhinet goods and paper bags. They're the ones you'd expect to be here, and absolutely recognize it's like, haha, denied. Access denied. Maybe I should try calling Faris again. Right, if it's coming up with call, I might try and do the opposite. And send a text instead. Or, will it let me do that, I wonder? Sorry for the sound of silence, people. There's no BGM behind this scene. I'm guessing one's going to start once we get started. Looks like I've not got any messages at all. I've not got any from Faris. That's interesting. In that case, I've got no choice. All I can do is call. It's only going to let me call. Why won't she pick up? My frustration peaks. I tell myself to calm down, but it doesn't work. One obstacle after another. I'm on the verge of losing it. Pace back and forth as I watch the exiting crowd. I try calling Daru again, but now even he's not answering. Looks like I don't have a choice.
ちょっとすいません。
Excuse me. I approach several men gathered near the UPX entrance. They've got tattered leather jackets and excessive silver accessories. Not the sort of people I usually hang out with.
ライネットチャンピオンのフェイリスさんは今どこにいるか知ってますか
Do you know where Rhinet champion Ferris-san is? I mean, can you get more anime than this? Seriously, what on earth is that for a look? I mean, I don't have anything to say. That's one of the worst designs I've ever seen. What? They suddenly give me dangerous looks.
ライネットチャンピオンのフェイリスさん
Rhino Champion Ferris-san.
聞いたかよお前ら
You guys hear that? Yeah, exactly. Look at that bare chest. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Zarwando! That's exactly what it looks like. The man tosses a grin to the other members of his posse. Snobby, unpleasant laughter resounds. I struggle to suppress my anger.
知っているなら教えてほしいんですが
If you know, then please tell me. Now the man directs his grin towards me.
てめえあの元チャンプの仲間か
What? You're a friend of the former champ? Former champ? While I'm puzzling this out, the man suddenly steps right up in my face. Something smashes into my forehead. Stars explode behind my eyes. I fall onto my back. It's hot above my brow, as if a branding iron was pressed to it. But that quickly fades to a dull throbbing. I finally realise that the nutcase headbutted me. What the hell? Why would he do that? Did I do something to this guy? Or is he a Faris hater? I stagger to my feet. The man stoops to pick up his hat, which fell off when he headbutted me. That's when I see it. Right on top of his head, there's a small space devoid of hair. There's no way I could miss it. A bald spot.
いきなり悪かったなだがてめえがいけないんだ
Sorry, but you asked for it.
俺のダーティーなハートがざわついちまったのさあのメス猫未だにチャンプ呼ばわりする奴がいることにな
It made my dirty heart ache to hear you call that pussy a champion.
俺の前で二度とフェイリスなんて脳眼中な女をチャンプと呼ぶ
Get it? Don't you ever call that disgusting cat girl a champion in my face again.
それが嫌だと思うストリートシーンにおいてこの俺黒の絶対零度ことシドス様身も心も凍らされる覚悟を決めろ
Well, it looks like you called it, Wrecking Crew. It turns out he really is a JoJo's Bizarre Adventure villain. Not unless you want your body and soul frozen by yours truly. The king of the streets, the one and only Absolute Zero, 4 degrees C. Psst, Absolute Zero's minus 273.14 degrees C. Psst, minus 273.14 degrees. What the hell is this guy talking about? He's obviously living in his own stupid world. Looks like he's made a friend.
俺はシド数字の4に温度の度で
Huh?
秋葉に降臨した最強のダテ割るライネッタ誰もこの高みには近づけさせねえ
Okay, new canon. He goes completely bald and becomes and runs for government and Prime Minister of Japan. 6 years in the future. I wasn't expecting to see that tonight. The name's 4 degrees C. That's Shido, you get me? I'm the strongest and coolest rider to ever rule the streets of Akiba. Nobody comes close. Nobody.
知ってるかドライアイスは肌をやけどさせるんだぜ
Did you know? Dry ice is so cold it burns.
それはやけどではなく凍傷だ
That's not a burn, it's frostbite. What? When I point out the scientific truth, the man with a bald spot on his lackeys get pissed. This doesn't look good. I don't have time to get into a fight. I decide to stage a tactical retreat. In other words, he run away! Afterwards, I go to the assembly hall and ask the staff about Faris. No luck. When I try calling Daru again, he says, "Maybe she went home already," in a bummed out voice. I return to Faris' apartment building and ring the intercom again. The butler responds once more.
どちら様でしょうか。
May I ask who's calling?
岡部と言います。フェイリー、ルミホさんは帰ってますか？
It's Okabe. Has Rumiho-san returned?
少々お待ちくださいませ。
Just a moment. Sounds like she's home. The intercom goes silent for a while, and then the door's automatic lock opens, allowing me inside the elevator hall.
どうぞお部屋までお越しくださいませ。お嬢様がお会いになるそうです。
Please come up, sir. The young mistress will see you. I give him my thanks and hurry into the elevator. The butler guides me into the bedroom, where Faris is sitting on the sofa, hugging her knees. Well, that's the lounge, not the sofa, but everything else is as catty as I remember about her. She doesn't look up, even when I approach.
フェイリス、やっと会えた。お前に聞きたいことがある。
Ferris, finally! There's something I need to ask you.
ふにゃ
Yeah.
She looks exhausted, like all the life has been drained out of her. I've never seen Ferris like this.
一体どうしたんだ？元気がないようだが。
What happened? You look down.
こんなことありえないにゃ。どうしてフェイリスが負けなきゃいけないのにゃ。
This can't be happening, Nia. Why did Ferris have to lose, Nia?
あいつらの卑怯な邪魔がにゃければ。あいつら寄ってたかってフェイリスに妨害を。
If only those guys hadn't used underhanded tricks on me, Nia. They ganged up on Ferris.
絶対に勝つって約束したのに。パパ、きっとがっかりしてるにゃ。合わせる顔がないにゃ。
I even promised Papa I'd win. He's probably disappointed in me, Nia. I'm too ashamed to show my face, Nia.
What is she saying? No, wait. I think I get it. I recall what happened after Faris's final match in the Rhinet Championship. That leather-clad arsehole called her the former champ. I guess that means that she lost, and that's why she's depressed. I feel bad for Faris, but I don't have time to deal with this.
フェイリス、聞いてくれ。
Listen, Faris. Faris blinks her eyes repeatedly when I grab her by the shoulders, but her eyes are glazed and empty of light.
お前は以前、俺たちが発明したタイムマシンで D メールを送った。そのことを覚えているか？
A couple of days ago, you used the time machine we invented to send a D-mail. Do you remember that?
はにゃ。
Nia?
Knew it was useless, but I had to ask. Faris doesn't remember. In fact, from her perspective, it never happened. How do I explain?
例えば、考えてみてくれ。この秋葉にはもともとアニメやゲームなどの萌え系グッズを売るショップがたくさんあった。
Let's say, for example, that there used to be tons of stores for anime and games here in Akiba. And yes, I know it says Otaku on the screen, but it mistranslated it. It said Gameu, not Otaku.
もし仮にお前がタイムマシンを使ってそんな秋葉を今のような電気街にするとしたらどういう方法と？
And let's say you used a time machine and changed that Akiba into the electric town it is today. How would you do it? I know it's a really cryptic question. I just realised I think I got a hint earlier I didn't read. Ah, yeah, that's it. Anti. People who post negative comments about someone or something on the net. They appear in places where fans of those people or things gather and provoke them by posting derogatory things. It's not rare for them to cause emotional debate among fans. And that's actually true. I've seen it in the Idol fandom, believe it or not. But I can't think of a better way.
タイムマシン。
Time machine.
Ferris murmurs with a blank expression on her face.
タイムマシン。
Time machine.
She repeats the same phrase. Ferris's eyes gradually regain their brightness, and then, all at once,
今日も
Kilma?
oh no! Oh god, no. I had to show it for 1 second. That position is dodgy AF. She presses up against me.
何を
Whoa, what? I am not reading that out. Faris's cat ears tickle my nose. I don't know what to do about this sudden turn of events. There's no fucking way I'm saying that double entendre at the start of that line. It ain't fucking happening. Faris looks up at me. She looks so desperate. I feel my heart pound faster.
タイムマシンって本当なのかにゃ。
Is it a real time machine? Yeah?
事実だ。
Yeah, it's real. Faris stares at me even more intensely, like she's trying to see inside my soul. And yes, Wrecking Crew, it definitely is visual novel material. You're not wrong.
信じるにゃ。
I believe you, Nyan.
Just when I get the feeling she believed way too easily, she suddenly starts clutching her head.
思い出しそうにゃ。
I'm about to remember, yeah?
Huh?
フェイリスはタイムマシンを使ったような気がするのにゃ。
Faris remembers using the time machine, Nyan.
本当か
Really?
フェイリスはタイムマシンに乗ってビュー
It's her delusional fantasy arc.
Faris got on the time machine and it went zoom and...
何お前が使ったのは過去へ送ることのできる D メールなんだが。
What? But you didn't write anything. You sent an email to the past.
そうにゃ。まただんだん思い出してきたにゃ。
Nya, that's it, Nya. I'm starting to remember more and more, Nya.
Faris then holds her head and looks at me with tears in her eyes.
頭が痛いにゃ。
My head hurts, Nya.
これはどういうことだ
What's going on here? Does Faris have reading Steiner too? I don't know. I need to find out. But how? Calm down. I need to think. Should I contact Karisu? Or should I...
今日もフェイリスは
Kilma, Faris is...
Faris continues to cling to me, and all I can do is hold her warm, soft, slender body in my arms. I need to make her remember somehow.
頭の中がぐちゃぐちゃになりそうにゃ。
My brains are turned into mush, Nya.
しっかりしろ
Hang in there!
俺にできることはなんだ
Is there anything I can do?
勝てれば
If I win,
思い出せるかもにゃ。
if I win, I might remember, Nya.
何勝つって何に
Win? Win what?
バイラルアタッカーズにゃ。今日の決勝の相手だったにゃ。
Today's match, Nyan, against the viral attackers, Nya.
でも卑怯な妨害行為にあって負けちゃったのにゃ。
I only lost because of their underhanded tricks, Nya.
そのせいでフェイリスは頭の中がぐちゃぐちゃで思い出すものも思い出せないのにゃ。
Wrecking Crew. I wouldn't say she looks like Monica from Doki Doki Literature Club, but she does look a lot like Natsuki. The same kind of short, pink-haired, overly energetic character. And yes, that game was an experience to play through. Wasn't it, Queen? Wasn't it, Avian? You weren't creeped out at all, were you?
お願いにゃ。今日 スは決勝で勝てさえすれば全部思い出すと思うのにゃ。
Please, Kiyama. I think if I win that match, I'll remember everything, yeah?
だからタイムマシンを使わせて。
So please, Nyan, let me use the time machine.
お前ちなみにこれは演技じゃないよな。
By the way, this isn't an act, right?
何のことかにゃ。
An act? What do you mean, Nya?
Don't tell me she just wants to use the time machine to win her Rhinet match. Considering her personality, that's pretty likely. After all, this is a girl who twists men around her finger.
ひどいにゃ。
You're awful, Nya.
Yeah, that's a manipulation look, isn't it? And then Faris starts crying into my chest.
ヘイリスは京馬のために一生懸命思い出そうとしてるのに。
Even though Ferris is trying her bestest to remember for you.
それを演技だなんて言われて傷ついたにゃ。
You call me a liar. It hurts, Nyan.
いやすまない。
No, I'm sorry. Tears emerge from the corners of her eyes. I have no idea what to do in this situation. Judging by her tears, I don't think she's lying. But there's really no basis to the theory that she'll remember if she wins the Rhinet tournament.
お願いにゃ。
Please, Nya.
Faris whispers into my ear.
フェイリスを勝たせてほしいのにゃ。
Help Ferris win, Nyan.
Immediately afterward, I feel... No. No. Faris brushes her teeth against my ear, sending electricity through my entire body.
待て分かったから。
Wait! I get it! Okay? I quickly pull away from Faris. There's danger. You ever had that moment where you're reading something and the connotation of what it is hits you at the last possible second and you slam on the brakes and go, no. That's just happened. You saw that live. And yes, Queen, I wouldn't even say she's trying to seduce him. It's more a case of knowing what button to push. And she pushed it very well.
分かった。フェイリスお前の言う通りにする。
Oh, okay, Faris, we'll do it your way.
本当かにゃ。
For real, Nyan.
ああどうしても記憶を取り戻してもらいたいからな。
Yeah, I need to remember, whatever it takes. Faris tries to throw her arms around me, but I quickly evade. She face dives into the sofa awkwardly. Why wasn't that animated?
ふにゃ。なんで避けるにゃ。
Yeah. Why'd you dodge, Nya?
いやお前が慣れ慣れしすぎるのだ。
You're being way too familiar. And it's interesting that you say you don't trust her because she's being manipulative, Wrecking Crew. I called that a while ago. I always felt that she knows a lot more than she's letting on. Having said that, there was another character I didn't trust. And that character was Scissorhar. And that character is my best girl now. What does that tell you? I'll overwrite this one. I'm not good at dealing with Faris. She's using me here, I'm sure. You think? I'm being tricked, aren't I? You think? I shake my head. Even so, I have no choice but to help her win the tournament. I'll try anything that could possibly yield results. As long as I keep doing that, I'll find a solution eventually. I have to believe that.
これから俺は今日の朝へと飛んでお前に助言を与える。これでお前は決勝に勝てるはずだ。それでいいな。
I'm going to leap to this morning and give you some advice that will allow you to win. How's that? Ah, interesting, Wrecking Crew. So you saw the anime years ago, and you're not sure what's happened previously on the game. Again, if you've seen the anime, you probably have a lot of the story kind of tied together. But of course, I'm playing the OG version of Steins Gate. There was a version called Elite, which is more of an interactive anime rather than visual novel, that came out in 2018, I think? Might have been earlier, I'm not sure. Queen, you'll be able to tell me on that one.
メールを送るんじゃないのかな。
We're not sending a mail, Nyan.
すでに我がラボでは意識を過去へとタイムリープさせることが可能な装置を開発済みだ。
Our lab has developed a device for time leaping, or sending your consciousness to the past.
すごいにゃん。つまり強くてニューゲームってことだにゃ。
Awesome. So it's like New Game Plus, Nya.
そういうことだ。
Yeah, that's it. And it was 2018, I was right. I thought so, Queen, thanks for confirming. Don't play along. Whatever you do, don't play along.
だったらそれを使ってフェイリスを今日の朝に飛ばしてくれればバッチリにゃ。
So if Faris uses it to go out this morning, it'll solve everything, Nya.
ダメだ。
You can't.
なんでにゃ。
Nya? Why not, Nya?
タイムリープマシンは俺以外の誰にも使わせる気はない。
I can't let anyone else use the time leap machine.
今日まずるいにゃ。
No fair, Nya.
あれはおいそれと使っていいものじゃない。危険なものなんだ。
It's not something to be used lightly. It's dangerous. And no, that's cool, Wrecking Crew. Say it was years ago that you saw it. That's fair enough. As I say, I don't know. Obviously, I know the plot from what I've seen so far, but I have experienced it fully blind, and I've so far, smacking lots of wood, avoided spoilers. It has yet to fail once so far, but my luck might not last forever. Scissorhar lost her memory after travelling in a broken time machine. Her time machine was different, of course, but something similar could happen with the time leap machine. Considering the time leap machine's low budget and rough schedule, it wouldn't be surprising if it broke somehow. And there's one more thing. I shouldn't allow anyone else to change the past. My goal is to return to the worldline with the IBN 5100, then use it to escape from the Alpha Attractor field. The fewer changes made, the better.
過去は俺が責任を持って改変する。
I'll be the one responsible for changing the past.
俺を信じろ。フェイリス。
Trust me, Faris.
わかったにゃ。
Okay, Nya.
I should have got a rip of the music from Quantum Leap to dub over that scene. But then again, that would mean me having an idea how to live edit, and I'm not very good at that. I brace my wobbling feet. As my vision recovers, I check the clock. It's 10:30 AM. The time leap was successful. According to Faris, she lost the match due to cleverly concealed interference from the opposing team. Faris told me how to counter that. Her plan?
サングラスと耳栓を決勝前のフェイリスに渡してほしいにゃ。
Bring Faris sunglasses and earplugs before the match, Nya.
そうすれば妨害なんてへっちゃらで 100% 勝てるにゃ。
Then I can ignore the distractions and win for sure, Nya.
I wonder if she's right. It's a simple plan. Attempts to reduce light and sound interference. It's probably the most logical thing I've seen so far in the game, to be fair to Faris. Now's not the time to doubt. Faris said she would arrive at the assembly hall around 12. I head to UPX, making sure to buy sunglasses and earplugs along the way. There's still half an hour before the tournament begins, but there's already a line outside of UPX. I didn't think there would be many participants since it's already the finals, but it turns out there's another tournament for the general public at the same time. The opening act, so to speak. The participants enter the hall through a different entrance than the spectators. And isn't it interesting actually that this game had a tournament for a game back in 2009 that people go to watch. And now esports is actually so big that official sports crews were actually using them and getting them broadcast on television and everything else. This game was ahead of the curve. Way ahead of the curve. I'm at the participant entrance, waiting for Faris to make her appearance. After about 15 minutes, she appears. She lives right next door to UPX, so she's got a lot of leeway time-wise. She's got her cat ears and maid uniform on. It feels strange to see her wearing that uniform despite May Queen not existing on this worldline. Ferris's eyes open wide when she sees me.
Kyoma, what are you doing here, Nya?
お前に会いたくて待っていたのだ。
I waited here because I wanted to see you.
もしかしてそれって愛の告白かにゃ大事な試合の前にそんな告白されても困るにゃ
Nya? Are you confessing your love for me? I don't know what to do if you confess right before such an important match, Nya.
なんでだよ。勘違いするな。そんなわけがあるか。
Okabe, you may have just signed your own death warrant. Daru's gonna kill you. Daru's gonna kill you. Don't be ridiculous. Why would I confess to you?
今日の京馬はノリが悪いにゃいつもならもっと言い返してくるはずにゃ
You're awfully serious today, Nya. Usually you play along more, Nya.
I don't have time to be hoeing Kyoma now.
決勝前でナーバスなんだからもっと盛り上げてほしいにゃ
I'm nervous about the finals, so I want to lift my spirits, Nya.
She doesn't look nervous.
いいから聞いてくれ、フェイリス。これはお前が決勝で勝つための重要なことなんだ。
Please, just listen to me, Ferris. This is important for your victory.
重要でも京馬はライネットのルールちっとも知らないはずにゃ
Important? But you don't even know the rules of Rhinet, Nya.
いや、ルールとかそういう問題じゃなくてだな。
It's not about the rules or anything like that.
じゃあなんなのにゃ
Then what is it, Nya?
She peers at me with questioning eyes, and she'd be correct to question you. I better give her the goods before I screw this up.
これを受け取ってくれ。
Take these with you. I try handing over the glasses and earplugs I brought on the way here, but Faris pulls back, as if on guard.
京馬なんかキモいにゃ
Kyoma, that's lame, Nya.
How rude!
普通プレゼントならもっと喜ばれるようなもの
You're supposed to bring nicer presents, like...
そうじゃない。これは妨害対策なんだよ。
It's not a present. These are countermeasures.
にゃ
Nya?
いいか。よく聞け。俺は未来から来た。
Listen good. I came from the future.
知ってるにゃ
I know, Nya.
何
What? She knows? How? Why?
ちなみにフェイリスは宇宙から来たのにゃ
And Ferris came from space, Nya.
Don't forget, this is Faris Nyanyan we're dealing with.
冗談を言ってるわけじゃない。俺は確かに今日の夕方6時から飛んできたんだよ。
I'm not joking around here. I seriously leapt here from 6 this evening.
今日のライネットグラちゃん決勝の結果を俺は知っている。
I know the outcome of today's Rynet GC final.
聞かなくてもわかるにゃフェイリスの圧勝
Don't tell me. Overwhelming victory for Ferris.
いいや、
No,
お前は負けた。
you lose.
にゃ
Meow.
Faris frowns.
だがそれは敵チームの妨害にあったせいだ。だからその妨害からフェイリスを守るためにこうしてサングラスと耳栓を持ってきたわけで。
But that's only because of the opposing team's interference. So to protect you, I brought you these sunglasses and earplugs. I desperately try to convince her. But Ferris just hangs her head, making it hard to read her expression. And I don't blame her. You're being a nutter. Agreed, Queen. Yep, it seems that Ferris Nyan Yan likes to roleplay a lot. On the fly as well, which could be fun, but I can also find it being very awkward.
聞いているのか
Are you listening? I grab Ferris's slender shoulders. She's shaking.
フェイリス
Ferris.
うにゃ
Unya!
ー今日のにゃんばか
Kyoma, you meanie! And then she suddenly explodes.
今日はフェイリスにとっては大事な試合なのによくも負けるとか言ったにゃフェイリスをへこませるなんてさてはバイラルアタッカーズの回し者かにゃ
This is a very important match for Ferris, Nia! How dare you say I'll lose, Nia! You're being mean! Are you a viral attacker spy, Nia?
いやだから実力で負けたわけではなく
Well, Queen, that was totally unintended, but if it was a very good unhappy cat impersonation, then maybe I've for once, hit it out of the park. Go me, I guess. Or something. No, look, it wasn't your fault you lost, it's...
聞きたくないにゃ
Nia! Not listen, Nia!
After a swift kick to my shin, Ferris turns her back to me in a huff. Damn you, cat girl! For once in your life, listen to me!
待て待てってば
Wait! I said wait!
どうしてもお前に勝ってもらわなければ困るのだ
I need you to win, no matter what!
だからフェイリスは負けないにゃ
Like I said, there's no way I can lose, Nia!
それにそんなキモいメガネなんてかけたくないにゃフェイリスは常に可愛いからこそファンのみんなに喜んでもらえてるのにゃ
And I don't want you to wear those ugly glasses, Nia! Ferris needs to be cute at every moment! My fans are counting on me, Nia!
Crap, she's getting angry at me now. Oh, getting angry. She's kicked you in the shin, but she's getting angry. So what's she going to do? Kick you in the balls? Because you deserve it. Ferris shakes me off and runs to the participant entrance. I'm not a participant, so she makes it inside. That's the end of it.
話を最後まで聞いてくれ
Please hear me out! Bearing the pain in my shin, I force my way in front of Ferris and stand in her way.
フェイリス頼むこれにはマユリの命がかかっているんだ
Ferris, please! Miyuri's life depends on it!
誰か来てにゃ助けてにゃ
Someone come here, Nia! Help me, Nia!
Ferris suddenly starts shouting. She grabs the attention of the surrounding participants and spectators. Even staff members are gathering. Crap. I can't talk about Time Machine's and Mayuri's life with this much attention around us. But unless I get Ferris to listen to me, there's no way I can undo her D-mail. What should I do? First of all, I'm going to save on a new slot because now there's mail. It's from Mayuri.
This morning I couldn't find Packety. I almost started crying. The sound of its ticking calms me down. If I lost it, it would be a big shock. I don't know how I'd apologize to Granny. I was so relieved to find Packety safe and sound.
That was a big memory for her. Nope, that's not going to work. It'll be the grandma one. I'm going with that one. What should I do?
ずいぶん余裕かましてるじゃねえか、チャンピオン。
You seem to have an awful lot of time on your hands, eh, champion? That smug voice. A tall man dressed entirely in black walks up to us with a grin on his face. Whenever he takes a step, all of his silver accessories jingle. He dramatically takes off his sunglasses, revealing the face of that guy who gave me trouble before. If I'm not mistaken, he called himself 4 degrees C or something like that.
ストリートに舞い降りたライネッター界の黒い武者剣の
Swooping down onto the street, I am the Black Peacock of the Rhinetter realm.
俺の名はシド。数字の4に温度の度でシド。バイラルアタッカーズのリーダーをやってる。
The name's 4C. That's Shido, you get me? I'm the leader of the viral attackers.
バイラルアタッカーズ。
The viral attackers?
The viral attackers? I think I've heard that name somewhere before. That's right! They're Faris' opponents this match. They're trying to start a fight now. This is a guy who headbutts people out of nowhere, and he seems to hate Faris for some reason.
マジな話。がっかりだぜ、チャンピオン。
Seriously, you disappoint me, champion.
てめえが体勢にこびた格好をしてるだけでも俺の心はざわつくってのよ。そのくせ決勝前にエボそうな男との汚れた愛に浸ってるとはね。
You flirt with the system, but that's just noise to my heart. And yet here you are, before the match, soaking in the corrupted love of that worthless man.
シャムネコを気取ってるてめえの白い毛並みを俺が今日のデュエルで漆黒に染めてやるよ。そうしろとささやくのガイア。
You put on the airs of a Siamese cat, but with this jewel today, I'll dye that white fur of yours jet black. Gaia has thus whispered.
黒猫はディザスターの象徴。俺の黒い輝きはお前という影を消し去り、ライネットのニュージェネレーションを迎える。俺という生きるロックマインドに女どもはもう虜だぜ。
The black cat is a sign of disaster. My black radiance shall outshine your shadow, ushering in a new generation of Rhinet. Women are already slaves to the living rock mine that is myself. Yeah, this guy really is a JoJo's Bizarre Adventure villain. Even though I've never watched JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, the clips I've seen of it tells me that, yeah, this guy'd fit right in. Damn, this guy can talk. Though I have no idea what he's saying. Faris seems to be thinking the same thing.
なんでみんなフェイリスの邪魔するにゃ。もっと静かに集中させてほしいにゃ。
Why is everyone getting in Faris' way, Nia? I can't hear myself think, Nia.
It's an interesting point you make, Queen, about, you know, him having the same issue that any sexist male gamer has. That if a woman's better, it somehow ruins the fun because it's a. I mean, I've never really encountered that personally. That kind of misogyny. I did once actually get beaten by a girl driver in Forza 4 back on the Xbox 360 days. And she sent me this message going, ha ha ha, you got beaten by a girl. And I went, yeah, great race, congratulations. She didn't know what to say by way of response to that. She was like, oh, right. Gotta feel old, because that was about 10 years ago. With that said, she quickly tries to enter the hall, but I grab her hand to detain her.
フェイリス、待てと言っているだろう。
Faris, I told you to wait.
話すにゃ。
Paws off!
頼む、俺の話を聞いてくれ。
I'm begging you, please listen to what I'm saying.
おい待て。このライネットの真理に最も近い男を無視してるんじゃねえ。
Hey, don't you dare disregard the man closest to the truth of Rhinet. Oh, you've heard it when it came to some streamers, Queen. Oh. I mean, I have seen some streamers say douchey, dickish things, but I've not seen it about that. I wouldn't be surprised though. It wouldn't surprise me if some streamers have said it. I just said I'm not familiar with any immediately to come to mind.
いや、お前に用はないからこっち見るな。
This is none of your business. Go away.
だと俺をライネット界の黒い貴公子と知って言ってんのか。
The hell you say? Don't you know I'm the black nobleman of the Rhinet realm?
ライネット界の黒いクジャクじゃないのか。さっきと言っていることが違うぞ。
Weren't you the black peacock of the Rhinet realm? Get your story straight.
黒いクジャクであり黒い貴公子なんだよ。黒。ラ アイネットの象徴だから。
I'm the Black Peacock Nobleman, because black is the symbol of Rhinet. The promotional posters all have a blue and white motif. It doesn't look like black is the image colour to me.
黒と言いたいだけか。
Oh, I get it. You just like to say black.
にしやがって。決勝のデュエル前にここでそのメス猫を黒く染めてやるよ。
You think you're so smart? I'm gonna dye that girl black before the duel even starts. Yeah, I'm not gonna dignify the implication by saying the actual word that was in the dialogue there. 4 degrees C approaches with an angry look on his face. But I'm the one who should be angry. Mayuri's life hangs in the balance. Faris isn't cooperating either. I can't believe this is happening. How can I get this guy to go away? After a moment's consideration, I decide to face him as Hoen Kiyoma.
俺に触れたらどうなるか知ってるか？ドライアイスは肌もやけど。
You know what'll happen if you touch me? Dry ice burns.
それはやけどではなく凍傷だ。
That's frostbite, you idiot. What?
フェイリスにちょっかいをかけてくるなと言っている。
I'm telling you to stop messing with Faris.
ポエムならばチラシの裏にでも書いていろ。
Save your bullshit for someone who cares. And it's an interesting idea, Wrecking Crew. Pull his hat off. Yeah, reveal the fact that he's balding. Kill his ego straight away. I like his style. Dealing with crazy though is also a good idea, Queen. So let's see which one's going to win out. I hear giggles from all around.
笑われてるぜ。メス猫の汚れたラマ。
They're laughing at you, you corrupt pussy Iamant. What the hell is an Iamant?
違うな。笑われているのは貴様だ。10円ハゲの黒いクジャク。
I think not. They're laughing at you, you pathetic peacock with a bald spot on your head.
この俺のマインドに新感が走ったぜ。てめえ、俺のアンタッチャブルな黒点をなぜ知っている？誰にも喋ったことはねえのに。
What? How do you know about my untouchable black spot? I've never told anyone about it. Four degrees C's face turns red.
案ずるな4度 C。俺は狂気のマッドサイエンティストにしてタイムリーパー。全てを見据える男。法院京馬なのだ。
Elementary 4 degrees C. Yondo C to be exact. I'm an insane mad scientist and traveler through time. Nothing escapes the sight of Hoen Kiyoma.
4度 C じゃねえ。シードだ。
The name's Shido.
許さねえ。てめえら絶対に許さねえ。伊達丸の名にかけててめえらを俺の庭である黒いヘルに召喚してやるからな。
Now you've gone too far. For the sin of insulting my ultra cool badass name, I'll summon you to my garden, the Black Hell. Just you wait. It was because of the font. It didn't look like an L to me. It looked like an I. Either way, it's useless. He puts on his sunglasses and leaves. Oh, he stole my joke. I came up with the idea of putting on sunglasses and leaving the shot earlier in the stream. Consider this payback for the headbutt.
キョーマ、今どうやってシドの弱点を見抜いたのにゃ？誰も知らない情報だったのにゃ。
How did you know about 4 degrees C's weak point, Nyan? Nobody's ever seen it.
言っただろう。俺は未来から来たのだと。
Haven't you been listening? I came from the future.
Ah!
それより頼むフェイリス。これを受け取ってほしい。とにかく持っているだけでいいんだ。
So please, Faris, take this stuff. Just hold on to it, okay?
でもフェイリスが負けるなんてありえないにゃ。
But, there's no way Faris can lose, Nyan.
実力ではお前が上だ。だが 今話して分かっただろ。奴らは明らかにドキュンどもだ。
You're stronger than them, no question. But you heard him just now. They're obviously not gonna play fair.
ライネッターにふさわしくない行動も勝つためなら平気でやってくるぞ。
They'll do anything it takes to win, even if it breaks the Rhinotter code.
そこまで言うなら
If you say so.
Looks like my desperation paid off. Faris reluctantly accepts the 2 items I present to her. Of course, she doesn't take them out of the bag.
本当に持つだけにな。それでいいかにゃ。
I'm just gonna hold on to them. Is that okay, Nya?
ああ、決勝戦で絶対に必要になるから手放すなよ。
Yeah, just make sure you have them with you on the stage. I promise you'll need them. Sooner or later, she won't have a choice. Oh, somehow he's got into the tournament. The theme song to Rainet Kakaru plays through the hall, signalling the start of the finals. There's a kind of majesty to the scene. The tension in the crowd peaks as its voltage reaches a climax.
ご来場の皆様お待たせいたしました。まもなくライネットアクセスバトラーズグランドチャンピオンの座を決める決勝戦を開始します。
Thanks for waiting, everybody. The finals are about to begin, and we'll see once and for all who is the Rainet Access Battlers Grand Champion!
激突するのはこの2組だ。
These two teams are about to clash!
まずは我らが女王、前回大会のディフェンディングチャンピオン、燃えるメイドインキャット。
First up, the defending champion, our queen, the Mermaid Maid Cat! Right, I apologise in advance for your hearing, people, but brace yourselves. Ferris Nyan! Faris makes her entrance to thunderous cheering, and I've got knocks on my door now, no doubt, from the neighbours telling me to shut the fuck up. She smiles brightly and waves to the audience. She really is like a queen. I notice she's not wearing the sunglasses I gave her.
対するは今年彗星のごとく現れたダークホースならぬダークピーコック。
And now, the challengers! Like a comet they suddenly appeared, blazing across the starry sky! The Dark Horse, nay, Dark Peacock of the Rainet world!
相手の危険などのトラブルを経て勝ち上がってきた黒の絶対レード。
This is their very first tournament, but despite various troubles, including no-show opponents, they have made it to the finals. They are the Black Absolute Zero. The Viral Attackers! And listen to the heel heat they're getting from the crowds. Yeah. Wrecking Crew, that's why I did say I apologise in advance for your hearing. I did give you fair warning. But I get the feeling there's going to be comments saying bye-bye headphones or bye-bye eardrums. I've actually got... luckily, I've not got monitor mode on for these. I've had exactly the same problem. The viral attackers consist of 4 degrees C and some short guy with the same black leather fetish. The game went there. The game actually went there. I wasn't expecting that. They look like a couple of punks straight out of Ikebukuro. I sit in stupefied awe as the excitement around me builds. Daru taps me on the shoulder. You gotta cheer for Faris 10 too. Yeah. Oblivious to my anxiety, Daru starts jumping and waving his hands into the air. Ferris Tan!
フェイリス愛してるよ
I love you, Ferris!
萌え萌え
No, not reading that one. Cameras flash and we'll try to get a picture of the cat girl.
みんな今日は頑張るからぜひぜひ応援してにゃ
I'm gonna give it my best, everyone, so cheer for me, Nian!
The speakers carry her cute, cheerful voice to every corner of the hall. Apparently, they gave microphones to both teams so that they could talk to the audience.
サービスショットにゃ
Service shot, Nian!
Faris puts on an impish smile and turns to the audience in a sexy pose. Ugh. No fucking way. The entire hall shakes with the audience's roar, which is great, but firstly... That's Mayuri again.
Granny kept Pockety in the pocket of her apron, so I go to sleep hearing that sound. I think that's why Pockety's sound makes me calm.
Faris's popularity is overwhelming.
来た来たこれフェイリス俺だ結婚してくれ
There it is! Yes, Faris! It's me! Marry me! Daru has totally lost it. Like he ever had it in the first place, Jizbez. I wonder if Faris will be alright. Judging from her enthusiasm, it certainly looks like she'll be fine. Once the cheering dies down, I speak to Daru.
なあどうしてフェイリスは一人なのにバイラルアタッカーズは二人なんだ
How come there are two viral attackers, but Faris is all alone?
オカリンそれについても知らない
What? You don't even know about that? I'm not familiar with the rules of Rhino Access Battlers. I had Daru explain them before the finals started, but he only covered the basics.
もともとグラちゃんは二人でタッグを組んで戦ってくんだよでもフェイリスさんはデュエルパートナーに見合う人がいないって理由で一人なんだ
In this tournament, duels take place between two-man teams, but since there's nobody strong enough to be Faris Tan's duel partner, she goes alone.
二人の方が明らかに有利なんだけどさそれでも冬のグラちゃんでは優勝しちゃったんだからかっこいいよなそこにしびれる憧れる
Two heads are obviously better than one, but Faris can win despite her handicap. That's why I love her.
バイラルアタッカーズというのはどういうチームなの
These viral attackers, what sort of team are they? Ones that have access to some kind of flashbangs or audio interference?
あんまり詳しくないけどかなり攻撃的な戦術を取るチームらしいよ
I don't know all the details, but apparently they're a pretty aggressive team. And yet, Queen, I do remember how she played against 10 people at the Faris Cup, so at once. So I'm sure she's more than strong enough.
ただそれ以上にうさんくさい噂をよく聞くんだよね
But other than that, there's a suspicious bunch of rumors about them.
取り巻きがいっぱいいてさいつも群れてるんだそいつらを使ってデュエル中に対戦相手への妨害も平気でするって
They got a lot of followers, you see, and apparently they don't mind using those followers to interfere with their opponents during duels.
ここまでグラちゃんで対戦したチームのうち半分ぐらいが途中棄権してきてる
About half the teams they faced in the championships were no-shows.
それだけじゃなくて秋葉とか池袋とかによく出没してオタク狩りまでしてるとも言われてるし
And that's not all. Apparently they even go around beating up otaku in Akiba and Ikebukuro.
とにかくライネッターからはすごく嫌われてるのだぜ
Long story short, Rhinos really hate them.
そんな奴らがなぜ野放しになってる
Then why haven't they been disqualified?
そりゃ証拠がないからっしょライネッターって子供とかオタが多いからさあんな黒い連中に脅されたら怖くて何も言えないって
Because there's no evidence. Rhinos are mostly kids and otaku. Just a little intimidation for some guys in black and they clam up. I can understand kids, but not all otaku are like that, mate. All they have to do is insult their favourite #1 idol, and all of a sudden it turns into a feral battleground. And as you say, Queen, nice guys? No, absolutely not. I agree with you completely. The viral attackers. Faris told me that their interference cost her the game, but as long as she's got the sunglasses and earplugs I gave her, she should be able to win. And if she wins, she might be able to recall the contents of the D-mail she sent. At least that's what she said. I need Faris to win. Miyuri's life depends on it. I'm counting on you, Faris. Faris rises to the stage, heralded by thunderous cheers. And naturally, on the other side is 4 degrees C. They face off across the circuit mat.
2人タッグの場合どういう戦い方をするんだ
How do teams work exactly?
要するに相談できるんだよ。2人分の考え方が加わることで相手に駒の配置を読みにくくさせるんだよ。
You can discuss with your partner what moves to make. It's harder for the opponent to predict what you're going to do. So basically, the partner just plays a support role.
まあ心配ないって。ベイリスタンならあんなドキュン連中一瞬でフルボッコだから。
Well, there's nothing to worry about. Faris Tan can beat the daylights out of these punks in the blink of an eye.
両者準備はよろしいですね
Are both teams ready? The referee gathers Faris and the 2 virals for a coin toss to decide who takes the first turn.
それではライネットアクセスバトラーズグランドチャンピオンシップ決勝戦
And now for the Rynet Access Battlers Grand Championship Finals! Instantly, silence falls on the assembly hall. Everyone holds their breath in anticipation. And oddly enough, it's actually true. If you go to quite a lot of sports events in Japan, there's dead silence until something major happens and then they applaud and cheer. Wrestling, for example, you go to wrestling shows in the West, there's all these cheers and chants and God knows what else. In Japan, they're dead silent until something happens, like, someone reaches for the ropes and breaks a hold. Or if you cheat the rules, they'll start to boo you. But then there's revered silence. It's really interesting. Totally different culture. Duel access! The referee shouts signals the start of the game. The room erupts in cheers. Sorry, mate. Fell silent until something cued him. What's the cheer? First up is Faris. The huge monitor hanging from the ceiling displays the circuit map. The thing that looks like a chessboard. The cards glitter and sparkle in the stage lights. All cards on the board are face down, but each player is allowed to peek at his or her own cards. So ladies and gentlemen, we're about to play Yu-Gi-Oh! The cameras are oriented in a way that the audience can't see what cards they have. According to Daru, Rynet Access Battlers is a game of psychological warfare. It's all about figuring out where your opponent has placed his cards. Each player starts with 4 link cards and 4 virus cards, for a total of 8 cards face down on the board. The victory conditions are a little complex, but in short, you win if you take 4 of your opponent's link cards, or if you make your opponent take 4 of your virus cards. The game starts with each player trying to figure out how the other has placed his or her cards. Knowing your opponent's layout lets you shift the game to your advantage. That's why it's important to be careful what moves you make, whether you're attacking or defending. Your duel partner's there to make it harder for your opponent to read your thoughts. I watch as the duel between Faris and the viral attackers unfolds before my eyes. Every time a link card or virus card is revealed, waves of excitement ripple through the audience. I'm starting to understand just how amazing Faris must be to become champion all by herself. The audience is on the edge of their seats. As best as I can tell, it looks like the viral attackers are, true to their name, on the attack.
フェイルスどんな作戦で一気なんだろうか
Yeah, so you say watching the sequence made it clear that Rynet and Yu-Gi-Oh! Have got some similarities, but they're very, very different. What sort of strategy does Faris use?
フェイリスタンはスロースターターつうか前半は相手のカードを見極めることに重点を置くから結構慎重なんだ
I guess you could say she's a slow starter. She spends the first half focusing on reading her opponent's cards. She plays it safe.
その代わり終盤になるといつも大逆転しちゃってるのさ
And instead, she waits until the end game for a sudden reversal.
今回もそういう作戦で行くんじゃね？
That's probably how she'll play it this time too. But contrary to Daru's expectations, Faris charges into enemy territory with a card equipped with a skill called Line Boost. Undaunted, the Virals meet her attack head on, countering with their own Line Boost equipped card. Oddly enough, Faris makes the first move. She waits for the Virals to overextend themselves, then snatches one of their cards, using her Line Boost equipped card.
さあ何が出るか。
Now, what's it gonna be? We won't know if the card she took was a Link card or a Virus card until she opens it. The card Virus snatched is... No way! What happened?
よりによってウイルスカードを取っちゃったよ。
I can't believe it! She took a Virus card!
ベイリスターにしては珍しく最初から攻めてるな。決勝で作戦を変えてくるなんてバイラルを相当警戒してるのかも。
She almost never goes on the offensive. Maybe the Virals are enough of a threat to warrant a change of strategy.
どうやらチャンプのメンツネコは黒くクジャクのヘビーロックな翼に起き詰まってるらしい。焦った。
Looks like our pussy champ here is frightened by the heavy rock wings of the black peacock. Your fear is showing.
臆病なメス猫がブルブル震えているのが俺のダメージのタッチビートを聞いている。
I can see you shivering with these fallen angels of mine. Angel eyes of mine. Yeah, I'm not reading the rest of that insult because that was not very clever. I don't like that.
作戦を変えてきたように見える。間違いないとささやく。俺のダテワルハード。
This little strategy change of yours, it's an obvious fake. My elegant art, evil art, whispers so.
メス猫のことは研究して最初から攻め込むようなことはし考えている以上に
I've done my research. You never go on the offensive. You're the cautious, thinking type.
それが分かってる俺のマインドがなんか衝撃だ。
I know all about your little mind tricks. You can't fool me.
こうして孤独に攻め込んできているのか。間違いなくウイルスだ。俺に取られたら逆にな。
That card you attacked with just now is a virus card, no doubt. You think I'll take the bait, don't you?
この黒の闘士にかけたレッドアラームは野生の本能だから急いで作戦を変更し俺たち
This black nobleman set off a red alarm in your heart, awakening your survival instincts, and that's why you suddenly changed your strategy.
遅かったそんなエレガントさのかけらもねえ小細工じゃ俺たち困らぬぞ
It's too late for that now. Such inelegant tricks as that not have a chance to stain our black hearts.
なぜならバイラルアタックが黒のせい来月のゲゴ教を男たち浮ついたサンクチュアリエの逆襲
For we are the viral attackers, the Black Justice, the usurpers of Rhinet, the rebellion against this fickle sanctuary. He sure can talk. And I still have no idea what he's saying.
バイラルうぜ
I hate those guys. Faris was radiant when she greeted the audience, but now her cheer and luster have evaporated in the face of 4th degree C's taunts.
え。でもああやって相手にプレッシャーを与えていくのもライネットじゃ結構重要なんだよね。
Well, you gotta admit, pressuring your opponent is an important part of Rhinet.
いかに相手を動揺させるかっつうのそこから相手のカードの配置も読めるわけで
If you shake your opponent up, their reaction might help you figure out their card layout.
意外と殺伐としたゲームだ
This game sounds pretty hardcore.
実はライネットって子供より大人に人気あるんだおアニメだってさ絵柄は子供向けなんだけどストーリーは結構ハード路線なのだぜ
To tell you the truth, Rhinet's more popular with adults than kids. Even with the animes like that. It's marketed towards kids, but the story's going down a pretty hard route. Yeah. Now, nice callback to the likes of Sailor Moon and many others that had points which are quite hardcore, despite being aimed at kids.
そしてキラリちゃんは超エロい
I'm not reading that out. Like I care, perv. Only 3 minutes have passed since the start of the duel and Faris is already frowning. She's also fidgeting in her seat as if there's something bothering her.
わっレーザー光線だ
A laser!
え、なんぞ
Eh? What?
フェイリスの目のあたりを見ろ赤い光線が
Look, near her eyes, there's a red dot! It appears in short intervals, so it's difficult to spot, but there's definitely a laser shining in Faris's eyes.
マジで
Seriously? Darius stares at her eyes for a few seconds, then shakes his head.
ダメだわかんねえでももしオカリンが見たのが本当だったら客席のどこかにいる奴らの妨害行為だおバイラル許せん
I can't tell, but if you're right, Okarin, then someone in the audience is trying to sabotage her. Damn those virals!
レフェリーはなぜやめさせないんだ
Why doesn't the referee stop them?
レフェリーが見てないタイミングを見計らってるのかも
They must be timing it so the referee doesn't see. The audience is huge. It's possible to tell where the beam is coming from. There could be multiple lasers for all I know. Now I get it. This is why Faris asked me to bring her sunglasses for her time leaps. Put on the damn sunglasses, Faris! Alas, my telepathic message doesn't reach her. I clench my teeth and stand up.
ちょオカリンどこ行くんだよ
Hey, where are you going?
バイラルの手下どもを探す妨害行為をやめさせるんだ
And you're right, Rakuku, you think she would say something, but I don't know if that's against, like... Maybe it's meant to be a reflection of the culture thing of not complaining and knowing your place. I don't know. But I agree. Surely if there was someone cheating, you'd mention it to the ref. I'm gonna find whoever's doing this and stop them.
これだけ人がいるんじゃ見つかりっこなくね
But how are you gonna find them in this crowd? I ignore Darrow and begin wading through the sea of spectators in search of my target. Meanwhile, the game is still proceeding. Faris takes the card she used for her first attack, and instead of sending it into her enemy territory for another attack, she pulls it back to fortify her defences. The virals respond by unleashing a massive assault on her line. They equip a card with line boost, which allows it to move it twice, then unequip it. Then they equip the line boost to another card and move that. It looks like their strategy is to attack in waves. They even seem willing to make sacrifices to a certain extent. And of course, the virals are most likely attacking with a mix of both link cards and virus cards. In order to survive the onslaught, Faris is forced to capture some of their cards in retaliation, but each virus card she's tricked into taking puts her at even more of a disadvantage. Faris looks very unsettled by a 4 degrees C's unpleasant smile. The laser attacks must be really getting to her as well. And finally, she makes a careless move that seems truly desperate. Disbelief spreads through the hall.
おいおい
Hey, hey, hey!
マッキーキャットはどうやら俺のダトアルカリスマオーラについてクールなはずを忘れている
Looks like this fucking cat got scared of my elegant evil charisma aura and lost a cool heart.
チャンピオンが素人みたいな手に出るじゃん
He would have thought the champion would make such an amateurish move. Amateurish? I was too busy searching for the viral underlings in the audience to pay attention to the match, but this new turn of event caused me to look up at the monitor. Faris has moved one of her pieces to the other side of the board, the entrance to the viral attacker's server, but the virals must have used their virus checker card, because Faris's card is face up. It's a virus card. Every card you send into the enemy's server is added to your total. Normally you try to get link cards through, as that brings you close to victory. However, you're not required to reveal any cards you successfully send into your enemy's server, so although it hurts your point total, you technically can send virus cards into your enemy's server. But for some strange reason, Faris is trying to send a revealed virus card into her enemy's server. Even if it gets through, she won't be fooling anyone. Moreover, Faris has already taken 3 virus cards, one more and she'll lose, so she can't send that card through even if she wants to. So what exactly was she trying to accomplish? Is she really that distracted by the laser beam?
あえてここでこのダテワルストーリーキャラシードが深刻の宣言をさせてもらう。
Allow this elegant evil storyteller 4 degrees C to make a jet black proclamation.
元チャンピオンへとしたら
In just a few minutes, you'll be demoted to former champion. Someone in the audience echoes 4 degrees C's vulgar laughter. So that's where his underlings are. I push my way through the audience in the direction of the laughter. The rest of the audience starts booing. I guess most Rhinetters really do hate the virals, but Faris herself doesn't respond to 4 degrees C's taunts. She just bites her lip and closes her eyes. Come on, just put on the sunglasses! This cute thing's only policy of hers is going to cost her the match. Or maybe it's impossible to prevent Faris from losing. Maybe convergence will bring about the same result, just as Miuri is doomed to die no matter what I change. The audience gasps. The virals have snatched a link card from Faris. Now they have a total of 2 link cards. I can feel it. Faris is losing. But just then, I catch sight of a few guys dressed all in black. One of them is surreptitiously aiming a pen-shaped object at the stage. It's him! I grab his wrist.
なんだてめえは。
Who are you?
そこまでだ。フェイルスの妨害はさせない。
That's as far as you go. I won't let you interfere with Faris's match. Why you?
動けば撃つ。
Move and I'll shoot. I thrust something into his side. It's future gadget number 1, the bit particle gun. I remembered how this bluff worked with Moeka on a previous worldline, so I bought it just in case. The man freezes. I guess I didn't expect to be held at gunpoint at a children's card game event. I mean, of all the things you're not going to prepare for in life, being held at gunpoint at a kid's card game event, that's going to be up there. That's going to be right up there. It's like, don't move. If you attempt to play a card face down, you will die. It's not going to happen. Oh wow, it really antagonised you, Queen. You wanted to curb stomp them. Bloody hell. Taking advantage of his surprise, I snatched the laser pointer out of his hand, then disappeared back into the crowd. The punk starts shouting, but gives up when he can't find me. Good. That takes care of the laser. Now Faris can focus on the game. A scream goes up from the audience. 4 degrees Steer snatched another one of Faris's link cards. That's the 3rd one. The virals need just one more to win.
弱すぎるぜ。そんな体型にこびた格好をしているから悪い。そういうヘドが出そうな格好は、てめえの家の鏡の前によくしてやってな。
Wrecking Crew, I believe the guns are quite rare. Yes, I don't believe they're very common at all. I mean, I don't know much about like crime across the world, but I don't. That's not something they're known for. You're right. Too weak, pussy. But it's your fault for flirting with the system and that getup of yours. Save that vomit-inducing fashion sense for your bedroom mirror.
てめえのファンはみんな、てめえとやりたいだけのキモいオタク野郎ばかり。そんな連中から応援してもらって嬉しいのか？
All your fans are just otakus who want to do you. Does it really make you happy to have a fan base filled with people like that? Faris still doesn't respond. She hasn't said a word since the match started. But I got rid of the interference, so Faris should come up with a reversal any second now. I stare at her, praying for a miracle. And when I do, Faris once again turns her face away, as if trying to avoid something. What? Is it another laser?
ちゃん、てめえは目が命らしいな。
Hey, champion! They say your eyes can see into a man's soul.
なんでも相手の心理を読み取れるっていうダテワル的にも卑怯としか思えねえ反則的な力があるらしいじゃ
They say you have the power to read minds, which makes you a cheater even my pure black evil heart can't abide. What? She does?
てめえは人間じゃねえのさ。てめえと話したやつは心を覗かれちまうからな。
Basically, you ain't human. You're an ugly angel, cause you're peeking in the heart of any poor sap who talks to you.
みんな気をつけろ。近づくんじゃねえ。出ないとこのメス猫にどんな秘密も握られちまうぞ。
Everyone beware. Keep your distance, or this pussy will steal your every secret by reading your thoughts.
そうしたらあとはその秘密によって延々と脅されるんだ。金をよこせ。それともライネットの勝負で負ける。てめえの要求は何だ。
And then she'll blackmail you. Hand over your money. Throw your Rynet match. What will you demand next? The audience begins to murmur. If Faris does have that kind of power, then it's no wonder she's so good at Rynet. My tubing new imagination starts to run wild, but I try my best to keep it suppressed. If Faris really can see through lies, it would explain why she hated the laser booting attacks so much. It would also explain why her moves made so little sense this match. Faris!
チェンジディレクト
Tsuri,
なん
what was that?
チェンジディレクト使うの
I use change directory. Yeah.
Change Directory is a special type of card called a terminal card. Once per game, it allows you to switch the placement of two of your own pieces. Of course, you may also pretend to switch them. Additionally, if either of the two cards was exposed by Virus Checker, it gets flipped back face down. I get it. With Change Directory, she can switch out that virus card she placed near the enemy's server. And just as expected, Faris exchanges the virus card with a card that 4 Degrees C is surrounded with his cards. Or maybe. Either way, Faris knows which card is a link card and which is the virus card. Nobody except for Faris, that is. A pretty interesting ploy, but will it work? The viral attackers whisper to each other. Once they're finished, 4 Degrees C returns to the circuit mount with a shit-eating grin on his face.
俺の金銭にインパクトをもたらすこともねえ。つまんねえ。それが大逆転の秘策だったのか。
You can't touch my heartstrings with a boring move like that. Is this your huge reversal plan?
だが俺は黒のクジャク。あらゆる女を虜にするライネッター界の伊達悪ニュージェネレーション。
Ah, quite, I've only just seen your comments saying that one line made you think of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged line. Which one was it? I missed it. Either way, more Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged. That's always funny. Sorry, but I am the Black Peacock no woman can resist. This elegant, evil new generation of the Rhino realm.
俺のクールなブラックブレインはそれぐらいお見通しなのさ。
My cool black brain easily sees through your trick.
というよりも完全にてめえの技術チャンピ
No, that wasn't even a trick. That was a complete blunder, champion. Without a moment's hesitation, 4 Degrees C captures the piece Faris placed next to his server.
オン。俺のウィルスカードの運慶はまだ1枚。もう1枚ウィルスカードを取ったとしても漆黒の翼がもがれることはね。
Heh, I still only have 2 virus cards. 1 card ain't enough to clip these jet black wings of mine.
だがてめえはあと1枚リンクカードを取られた。エンド・オブ・グランド・クロス。
Ah, yeah, so they being held up at a kid's card game. Yeah, definitely. That's very Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged. But if I take just one more link card, then it's the end of Grand Cross for you.
てめえの陣地で盾となって守りを固めているこのカード。
By the way, that card you're protecting way back in your territory.
そいつは飛ばす。ラインブーストを装備して俺に取られるのを覚悟している。
That's the card you used in the opening. The one you equipped with Line Boost and used to attack me, as if inviting me to take it.
最初にした臆病なコレクターが序盤に孤独なリンクカードを
I said it before, but there's no way a scaredy cat like you would send a link card out where it could be captured.
ラテバル的に考えればてめえが持ってるリンクカード交換したカードの方ってことになるのさ。
In other words, champion, according to my elegant evil skills at deduction, your last link card isn't the one you're guarding. It's one of the two you switched.
確かめるまでもすでにこの黒のクジャクのセクシャルな人も俺のエレガントなしててめえのクレイジーなカードの中身が見える。
So I don't even have to check. This black peacock's sexual eyes can already see my elegant victory. They can see the contents of your crazy cards.
交換した1枚がウイルス1枚がリンク
You exchanged one virus and one link.
両方取ったって勝つのは俺たち黒の貴公子なんだよ。
So all I've got to do is take both, and victory belongs to us black noblemen. Wait, is that right? If the card 4 degrees C that takes now is a link card, then he wins. But even if it's a virus card, it'll still be match point, and then he'll know which card to take for sure. It's going to end without Faris demonstrating any of her power.
Open!
Card open! And the card displayed on the monitor is...
ウイルスカードだ。
a virus card! Is it over? The Virals have taken 3 link cards and 3 virus cards. Match point. But 4 degrees C is right. That doesn't even matter. Faris only has 2 cards left. And 4 degrees C already knows which is a link card and which is the virus card. Faris' link card is surrounded by the Virals cards. There's nowhere to run. Does this mean Faris is going to lose? No way. There's got to be some advice I could give her. I can't think of anything.
世界はこのライネット世紀は黒く染まる。
The end. This world has dyed black the closing of this Rhinet century. Okay, going full JoJo here. 4 degrees C poses as if in ecstasy, with both hands stretched wide and his chin cocked up. His attitude disgusts me. I clench my fists. It looks like I'll have no choice but to time leap again and force Faris to wear the sunglasses.
黒の目視力は現実になった。メス猫チャンプは今元チャンプへと打点し、俺たちバイラルアタッカーズの最高に壮絶で最高にセクシーなニュージェネレーションシーンが開幕を。
The black revelations have been fulfilled. The pussy champ has fallen from grace to former champ. We, the viral attackers, now raise the curtain to the highest, grandest, sexiest new generation.
何勘違いしてるのにゃ。
What are you talking about, Nya?
この勝負はまだ終了してないのにゃ。
This match isn't over yet, Nya.
Faris is back to her usual speech patterns. She's even got a fearless smile on her face. That's not the look of a Rhinetta facing certain defeat. And then Faris pulls something out of her ears. Wait, earplugs? Those are the ones I gave her this morning. She wore the earplugs but not the sunglasses. Why? To catch the opponent unprepared?
何ドリーミーなこと言ってんだ。すでに勝負は決した。無駄なあがきだ。
What dreamy nonsense are you spewing? The match is already won. You're just pouring at the ground.
あなたが今取ったフェイリスのカード、よく確かめたらどうにゃ。
Why don't you check the card that you just took from Faris, Nya?
まさか。
What? No way. The card he just took wasn't a link card?
そんなはずはねえ。伊達丸的にありえねえ。そんなバカなことをするはずがねえんだよ。
No frickin' way. In the name of all that's elegant and evil, that's just impossible! That's bullshit!
チェンジディレクトリでウイルスカードとウイルスカードをあえて交換するように見せかけるなんて無駄なことはあの不利な状況でできるはずが。
There's no way you'd shoot yourself in the foot by wasting change directory to switch to virus cards. And I agree, Raku, because you didn't want to hear his nonsense.
いいから、そのカードを早くめくってみるにゃ。
Just turn the card over and see for yourself already, yeah?
4 Degrees C slowly flips over the card he took from Faris. The entire audience waits for the card to be revealed, and then, displayed on the monitor,
なんとリンクカードだと思われていたそのカードは
What? And just when we all thought the card was a link card?
ウイルスカード
The virus card? A huge turn around! She did it. She really turned defeat into victory. It's like she knew exactly what was going to happen. She was in control of the battle all along. The audience goes wild. Their cheers shake the hall. And again, I apologize. And I apologise in advance for the hearing, but we're going to do it. We have our winner, Faris the Onion! 2-time undefeated champion! Congratulations! As the hall rocks with the jubilation of the crown, Daru and I clasp hands and share in the excitement of Faris' victory. And now that we've just completely beaten the tournament, and it's the most ridiculous thing that I've ever had to read out on stream, that's where we're going to park it for tonight. We've been on for 3 hours. We're going to leave it here, despite the stoppage halfway through. We're going to be back in 2 nights' time, which is going to be on the Friday at 8 PM BST, as usual, for another episode of this bizarre card game tournament that I didn't expect in the middle of a murder mystery involving sci-fi and time travel. I clearly know nothing, do I? But until then, thank you all very, very much for watching. And good night.